from all directions. We need the best team to repair this exterior damage now.
Langley Roofing? Seriously?
Get Langley Roofing on the phone right now. Captain's orders.
Every season has its own way of attacking your roof from every angle. The quality and warranty of Langley Roofing performs so well at the best price. So when you love your roof, let Langley quote any repair or replacement. When you see a fit roof, chances are it's a Langley. Visit our family at langleyroofs.com.
At First Horizon, we know if there's a win, there's a way. Our team is here to help every step of the way with personal, business, or private banking. Stop by and visit us at one of our locations in Cleveland or give us a call at 423-559-7660. At First Horizon, we look forward to finding a way.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris, and you're listening to the Cleveland Ford Friday Night Football pregame show in the, Andy Norman, the Bradley Medical Center broadcast booth. So shout out to Andy. He's up there listening to old Morgan Whalen tonight up in Knoxville. I think there's one or two people from around here that might be up there doing that tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so. They're restructuring classes and everything today to get the commuters off campus for that. So it's probably going to be a crazy time.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming back, we took a moment, we did the national anthem, but during the break, they also honored Ken Wallace, who was a very good friend to this Walker Valley football program. Matt, I'll kind of let you talk about him a little bit. I know that you've had some interaction with him in the years.
Yeah, Ken Wallace, he had a son in the Walker Valley football program. I would dare to say it's getting close to a decade ago or more. And, he was a big part of the booster club there. And he just stayed on after his son graduated. You see him and Jason Esslinger all over the place on Friday nights. I'm talking home and away every game. They show up with a trailer and they load it's such a big thing to have it's a production to have a high school football game, and those guys made it happen. And Ken is a staple in this community and is a walking ministry, man, and just stayed on with this football program literally as a ministry and hardly ever spoke a word. He just shows up and gets things done and loves on people. So I know that Walker Valley football community is walking with a limp tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other side, another tragedy at Ooltewah yesterday. A student and I believe a football player was lost in a car crash. So a lot of hurt, a lot of sadness, and football can bring a lot of joy, but it also lets you remember that this is bigger than a sport. It's communities that come together to love on each other. And Walker Valley, offered their blessings to Ooltewah pregame for that as well. So kind of a sad night, but going to honor those people with their performance out here on the football field. So we're excited to give you the coverage of that. All right, so we are going to move into this is Ooltewah week. Again, you're listening to the Walker Valley pregame show by Cleveland Ford Friday Night Football pregame show. Sorry, guys. I'm struggling because Andy normally is the guy that reads this. Ooltewah in 2022 went 1-10, lost to Walker Valley 5-7, 35-13. In 2023, Walker Valley beat Ooltewah 35-0 before the lights went out. And if you were at that game, again, that's a kind of a staple mark. We joked around about it a few minutes ago. Hopefully, Coach Turner paid the light bills and the lights stay on for us tonight because it's also homecoming like it was last year with them. Next week, Walker Valley will be on the road at Ray County. And Coach, I feel like that's a big one. That's going to be a big game that might shake up the region and how it unfolds.
Yeah, Ray County's developing as the year goes, and that looks to be one of the games to see. Is that Walker Valley Ray County matchup and that Walker Valley McMinn County matchup is always the interesting thing. But Ray County, as we know, is growing into a new coach that came from here. So you're looking at possibly having to do a lot of coaching that week to change up communications and things like that. So, yeah, it's really going to be an interesting one, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. We've talked about that in prior weeks, how that's just going to be an interesting matchup because these two guys know each other like the back of their hand. So, right. Walker Valley is making their way onto the field. They're in their all-navies with white helmets tonight. The Ooltewah Owls, I believe, are in all whites. So, Coach, let's talk about keys to the game. On the offensive side of the ball, what do you think the keys to the game for the Walker Valley Mustangs are tonight?
Well, I think with the Walker Valley Mustangs, the keys to the game are, first of all, they need to protect the quarterback and end every possession with a kick. Anytime that Walker Valley can do that, they're going to be fine. Whether that kick is a field goal or an extra point, they maintain possession, protect their quarterback, make sure that they don't do anything that's going to cost them past tonight. And that's always pretty good ingredients for this Walker Valley Mustang offense.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like I say the same thing every week, but run the football, dominate the line of scrimmage, control the pace. That's something that I think people noticed about last week, but I feel like Walker Valley had the football the entire game.
Yeah.
It felt like they had the time of possession was so lopsided. I think you can do that again here tonight. Methodically march your way down the field, and like you said, end it with a kick. Let's go over to the defensive side of the ball. What do you think the defensive keys of the game are for the Walker Valley Mustangs?
So I think they need to survive the athletes of Ooltewah, because Ooltewah traditionally, they've not been that well put together in the last few years, but they always have athletes on the field, and I think our defense needs to keep everything in front of them, be patient. And, at those times when Ooltewah starts to click, they can bend but not break. I'm really spitting the cliches here, aren't I?
Yes. Hey, but I mean, sometimes that's what it's all about, man. I think for me, I want to see them do a little bit better job setting the edge. The only plays that I felt like we got hurt by last week is when they were able to bounce it outside. So set the edge, flush everything back into the middle, let the linebackers do the work. Ooltewah is going to be primarily a run team. That's kind of what we've seen on film and really in years past. They had some running backs last year that could really tote the rock. So for me, it's just control the run game by setting the edge and flushing everything back into the middle of your defense. So we have our captains out here on the field. It looks like Eli Cross, number 5, Troy Descavage, and I want to say that's 67 and 65, and that's the Kelly brothers. Let me flip over to my roster.
67 is a Kelly.
So 67.
Yeah, that's the Kelly brothers.
Okay, so it looks like the Kelly brothers are out there as captains, and I'll be honest, the Flow Show, Coach, that's two good boys to have out there. So we are about to get our coin toss, which is Springdale Heating and Air, old-fashioned, friendly, and always more than your money's worth. 479-6363. So we're about to get to our coin toss as soon as Ooltewah's captains get out here. But while we're waiting for that, Coach, let's go over to the Southern Heritage Bank Walker Valley football history moment. Led by Coach Drew Akins and quarterback Ryan Lay, the 2021 Mustangs football squad welcomed Ooltewah to the MAC for the first time in 5 years due to TSSAA reclassification. The Stangs earned their first ever win over the Owls by a score of 48-7. Do you remember anything about that game, Coach?
Yeah, I remember we were not far off of a matchup with Notre Dame where we thought Miles Mann was going to be the next J.J. Watt, and there was a lot of excitement coming into that game because there were some unknowns. Goose Manning is at Ooltewah, and he's pretty fresh on the job there. There was a lot of excitement and a lot of bewilderment about that game, and the Mustangs handled business pretty well.
So let's get the Dale's Heating and Air temp at kickoff. It is 84 degrees. It looks like it's going to cool down a little bit as the sun goes down, get into the 70s. But coming up to the game, it was pretty hot, wasn't it, Coach?
It was. If you were in the sun, you were feeling it, man. And I know I can see the line on the field now where the sun ends and the shade begins, and I know that temperature difference is pretty dramatic.
So you're talking about Miles Mann. One of my favorite stories about your son, Miles, and Gabe Campbell. Miles was fresh to football, hadn't played before. We had him at defensive end, and I looked at him one day and said, listen to me, I know those are your friends, but you've got to run through their face. And so both Gabe and Kyler are trying to stand him up, and Miles is almost foaming at the face. And you could see that from that moment on, something just kind of clicked in his head. Oh, man, I need to go get the guy with the football. So that's one of my favorite stories, coaching those three guys, because they were all so close. They were a good group. Good group. So it looks like, did Ooltewah win the toss?
You know what? I was listening to story time and didn't even tell. I'm horrible at this.
I think Ooltewah won the toss. They deferred to the second half, and Walker Valley will receive the football. So you will see the Mustangs on offense. Let's go ahead and do the starting lineups, Coach. If you want to go ahead with the offense.
Yeah, so for the Walker Valley Mustang offense, you're going to, of course, see quarterback number 4, Dosen Stum. And first at running back this week, I believe this is new for him to be first on the depth chart, is Javen Hawley's been running like a man possessed. And then at wide back, you have Tate Roundtree with Brody Crooms at wide receiver, Roman Yulo at wide receiver, Luke Hayden at wide receiver. They've got Reese Davis at tight end, Lane Kelly, Holben Lovinggood, Bryson Farley, Jeremiah Townsend and Caleb Kelly make up that offensive line, the flow show. So that's going to be exciting to watch.
On the defensive side of the ball, we have defensive lineman Troy Discavage, Lane Ferris, Dylan Sharp, and Jack Shantz. At the linebacker position, you've got Caleb Jackson, Braylon Beard, and Tyler Goldman. DBs, Michael Wood, Jerry Pugh, Aiden Burns, and new Spencer McCooch. So with that, we are going to send it back to the station for the lead up to kickoff Cleveland Ford Friday Night Football.
All right, Brooke, so tell me, why did you choose Auto Square?
We were just blown away by the customer service. What my husband especially really loved about it is that we did not feel pressured in any way. We kind of fell in love with the car and the people. The person that went over the car with us with all of the features was super patient, very detailed. I will definitely be back to Chattanooga Auto Square. No question about that.
Chattanooga Auto Square.
Luxury lives here.
And the ball is kicked off, returned by Aiden Burns. He gets a good run all the way down to the opposite, what looks like they're going to mark around the 45, Coach. Aiden Burns new to the backfield back there. I know they normally have the McCooch brothers. He may be stepping in for Hudson tonight.
He is. If you didn't notice, I didn't read Hudson as a starter on offense tonight, which we typically would. I don't know a lot about his situation, but I believe they're going to limit him tonight, probably, and try not to further any complications he's having.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Walker Valley Mustang offense comes out on the field for the first time. They're in a twin set to the home side, single receiver to the away. Stum, shotgun, ball snap, quick pass out to the sideline, caught by Yulo. He makes the first guy miss, but is wrapped up for a gain of about 2 on the play, maybe 1. We'll see where they mark the football. But good little start to the game right there, Coach.
Yeah, it's a great start. And anytime you see a corner giving Roman that kind of room, they're going to look his direction. And he, that's the kind of play that may get 0-0-0-60.
Yeah, absolutely. So Stum in the shotgun again. Hard count. Going to bring a man in motion. It's Roundtree. Ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff to Hall, and he is tripped up at the line of scrimmage. It looks like he falls forward for about a gain of 1.
Yeah, Ooltewah's linebackers did a good job of take Roundtree on the a beautiful down block there, but a linebacker scraped it pretty nice and made a play there.
Yeah, I think one of the strengths to this Ooltewah team is their linebacking core. I think as the night goes on, the big boys up front are going to be able to wear down that front level and get to the second level, but I think you're going to see them try to get the run going here in this first quarter.
That's right.
So, Stum, shotgun, Hall behind him. Ball snapped. It's going to be another handoff off tackle to Hall, and it looks like he's going to have enough for a Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix. First down, ball be marked at the 38-yard line.
Trying to see the number on that safety that made the play there. I think it's
3.
It looks like 3. I don't have a 3.
Oh, no, we've got 3 down here in the corner. That may be a 5. Yeah,
it's a 5. So that's going to be Jacob Biggs. That's a junior outside linebacker to make the play there.
So it looks like they're going to go twins to both sides. Ball snap. Stum looks back. It's going to be a screen to Hall. He's got some room. He's to the 35, to the 40. To the 20. Tackled inside the 15. There is a flag on the play, Coach. I think this one may be coming back.
Yeah, it may be. A lot of times you're going to, sometimes your offensive line loses their sorts there, getting downfield. No, nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Is that a legal man downfield?
Yeah, I think so. But what it looks like is Jaden Hall probably got too much depth. So essentially he's downfield. So offensive lineman can't be downfield at that point.
Yeah, the running back has to stay behind the line of scrimmage on that screen play for the offensive line to advance past 5 yards. So it looks like there was an offensive lineman that was a little bit further than 5, and Javen kind of snuck up past the line of scrimmage. So what was going to be a big play is going to be brought back. But again, now they're waving the flag off. So right. we just talked about nothing for a few minutes, but that's okay.
That's fine. They talked about it. They figured it out. I'd rather you do that than make a bad call.
Absolutely. So with that, now we're inside the Kia of Cleveland drive zone. We are at the 16-yard line where the Mustangs will have 1st and 10 after the Bradley Concrete Lamcon Ready Mix first down.
Spencer McCooch in the game at running back.
I love the change of pace. You've got your thumper, and now you're going to bring in your speedster. So, Stum, shotgun, throws,
Roundtree.
has Roundtree in the flats, and hits him in the hands. It looked like he tried to run with it before he caught it, Coach.
Well, I tell you, it could be that, and it could be, look where he's at, and
Oh,
look
that
at
sun.
that sun line right there. He's looking straight back into the sun as soon as he comes out of his break. And I could say all day you got to catch that, but that's a tough ball sometimes.
You've got that sun glaring in right in your face, especially this time of night. It's hard to see for
That's
sure.
right, and it surprised him. He ran out of the shade and into the sun, and that's tough.
So Stum in the shotgun, Twins to the away. Ball snap. It's going to be a handoff to McCooch. He's going to bounce it outside, make the first guy miss, the second guy miss, and he's going to fall forward around the 10-yard line. So that'll be a gain of about 6. So it'll bring up second and 4. And, Coach, while we have a second, the starting lineups were sponsored by L&B Appliance. L&B Appliance. So missed that at the start of the game. Kind of had to rush. That clock started moving fast on us.
There's a lot going on this evening.
Yeah, it's homecoming up here this week. Ball's snapped. McCooch bounces it back inside. He's flushed into some linemen, but that big offensive line is going to push him forward all the way down to the 5-yard line where he'll have another Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix first down.
I'll tell you what, Ooltewah's defensive line doing a really good job of keeping their linebackers clean right now and staying engaged. That's causing some problems in the middle for Walker Valley. They'll sort it out, but for now, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I think as the game wears on, you're going to see this Walker Valley Mustang offensive line kind of dominate that. But right now, they're doing a good job of feeding them all they want to, for sure. So it looks like we've got a offsides against the Owls. So that's going to bring up our first penalty. Our penalties are sponsored by L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all of your appliance needs and small enough to appreciate your business. Durkee Road and Highway 64. So that's going to bring us inside the 5. First and goal, ball snapped, handed off to Hall, and he is in for 6. Touchdown, Walker Valley Mustangs.
Yeah, he's been excited this whole possession. I can see evidence of him wanting the end zone so bad he can't stand it, and he nothing changed on that run there. He almost walks in behind 2 Walker Valley bodies.
So that is a Wright Brothers Construction touchdown for Javen Hall. It looks like they're going to attempt the extra point. That's sponsored by Independent Installation Services, your spray foam experts, 423-716-3762. So the extra point, let's see, who's the kicker tonight? They've been switching them up on week to week on us, Coach. Is that 82?
I believe that is 82.
And that is Noah Campbell. So, snap.
We're going to have a false start on Walker Valley, I believe.
I'll be honest, that's probably not the worst thing in the world because the snap looked like it was a little low and we were having trouble handling it. So, going to get another crack at this thing, just about 5 yards back.
Yeah, I thought I saw some movement just prior to the snap there, and sure enough, it's a false start. They're going to bump him back just a little bit.
All right, so Noah Campbell to attempt the extra point again. Snap is up. Kick is up, and it is good. So your Walker Valley Mustangs lead 7-0 with 8:51 left in the first quarter. We'll send it back to the station for a 30-second break.
Are you noticing cracks in your foundation walls, moisture in your crawl space, water in your basement, or sunken concrete in your driveways or sidewalks? If so, these are classic signs of foundation and settlement issues. You need a local repair team that can solve the problem with a lasting solution. USS has been repairing homes in Chattanooga and throughout Tennessee for 30 years. For peace of mind, schedule your free estimate today at www.usstn.com/Chattanooga.
Welcome back to WCOE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris. 8:51 left in the first quarter. Walker Valley leads the Owls 7-0. So a great first drive there, Coach.
Yeah, it was a very methodical drive. I thought they did a good job of diversifying their fronts and their looks. They got some different personnel in and out of the game. And I don't think, from a coaching standpoint, I don't think you give Ooltewah much to adjust to there because it's so diverse.
Absolutely. I think Coach Akins does a really good job with his script on that first drive, week in and week out. So Campbell with the line drive that's going to roll and take a bounce. It's going to bounce at the 10-yard line. He's going to take it, and he is going to be dropped inside the 10. We'll see if they give him forward progress.
Yeah, that's a tough ball to handle. Their free safety, Albert Horn, is back and just kind of bobbles that, and it causes him some problems in the long run.
Yeah, it took a hard skip off the turf there. It looked like it was probably going to bounce around into his chest and then ended up going over his head, and he was able to get a hand on it and kind of knock it down. But that's going to put them at the 10-yard line. So the first time the Walker Valley defense is going to be out in the field. Let's get Ooltewah's roster out. Who they have in at quarterback, Coach?
I'm having trouble seeing from here. It should be Brent Badley, number 12. I believe that is the case.
He's going to hand it off up the middle for no gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. The Walker Valley defensive front did a good job stopping that run right there at the line.
Yeah, and I tell you, they've got 2 number 6s listed on their roster, but their running back, I believe, is going to be Javante Doyle, which they typically have listed at linebacker and tight end. I did not see him in on defense. So I believe that's going to be true. If that is not true, I'd like to apologize to both he and his family.
So the Owls are going to take their time here. Play clock around 15 seconds. They're getting to the line of scrimmage now. They're in a twin set to the home side. Single receiver to the away. Bradley takes a snap. He's going to scroll left. Has a man open. He throws it to him. It's in and out of the hands of number 11. That would be Griffin Patterson.
Yeah, they get Griffin Patterson in the flat there. They depend on that guy to do a lot. He's just a sophomore, but he's got a 6'2" body. He's 180 pounds. He's back to receive kickoffs. So they're going to look to get him into some action pretty quick. They have him open there in the flats. He just can't come up with it. Throws a little bit behind him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So 3rd and 10 here for the Mustang defense, trying to make a stand here on the first drive by the Ooltewah Owls. 7:55, the Walker Valley Mustangs lead 7-0. Bradley in the shotgun. Twin set to the home, single to the away, ball snapped. It's going to be handoff. He's going to go back up into the middle. Looks like he's met first by Troy Descavage, then a host of Walker Valley Mustangs.
Yeah, Ooltewah trying to keep their attack diverse as well. They seem to have a pretty balanced attack thus far. I know we haven't seen a lot, but they think they have a crease in the middle there, and they're trying to exploit that. And Walker Valley's doing a good job of, their defensive linemen are keeping their hands engaged and keeping them off their linebackers, which is always a good recipe.
So it's going to be 4th and 7. Spencer McCooch was back, but it looks like they're going to bring him back in. You know, I could see maybe a quarterback pooch kick here, depending on what their kicking situation's like, but I have a hard time believing that they're going to go for it on 4th and 7 here. They're going to let the play clock get all the way down to 5,
Yeah, they're
4,
going to take a timeout.
3, 2, 1, and you are correct, Coach. That is a timeout.
I'll tell you, Ooltewah has Brock Smallin in the slot there on most of their plays. He's a 5'11" senior receiver. I hope they look to get him involved pretty quickly.
Yeah, so that timeout is sponsored by Milliken Vein. Do your legs feel tired or heavy or achy? Dr. James Goodwin offers an office treatment that will make you look and feel better in a day. MilliganVein.com. So, yeah, Coach, I agree. Interesting start to the first quarter so far. Walker Valley has driven down the field. Kind of looked smooth and seamless. It looked like they were about to have a penalty, then it got waved off. But had a lot of continuity on the offense, and then the defense so far only allowing 4 yards on this first drive. So a great start for the Walker Valley Mustangs.
Yeah, a great start for the Walker Valley Mustangs, and I bet if we went to the other sideline, Ooltewah would probably say, hey, that's a great start. We made them snap it again over and over and over, and we didn't just let them break one for 70. So, I think both teams are kind of taking a win on that possession.
So the Cleveland Utilities power punt is up, and it's a short one. This is going to take a bounce at the 34-yard line and roll all the way down to the 49-yard line. So the Walker Valley Mustangs will have great field position to start this second drive.
Yeah, he got a good roll on that punter. It would have been really unfortunate. Still a great starting field position for the Mustangs.
So Walker Valley Mustang offense is back on the field, 6:50. They lead 7-0 off the Javen Hall touchdown run, but again, marched their way down the field. But give Aiden Burns credit, had a great return that put them in a great position.
He did. Ooltewah misfits a gap, and Aiden Burns takes advantage to put him in a great spot here. I got two things on my mind right now: Roman Yulo, Javen Hall.
Absolutely. Ball snapped. Stum looks. Ball is caught by number 13 of the Mustangs.
Lincoln Jackson, 43.
Oh, 43. Hey, get old Lincoln in there.
Freshman Lincoln Jackson right there.
I love it. That was an athletic catch as well. Lincoln is a very promising athlete. Excited to see him getting some snaps on Friday night.
Yeah, for sure. Roman Yulo pulls a lot of attention. So things like that to sort of disguise an attack are always good. Roman out to himself now at the field.
Ball snapped, handed off to Hall, bounces it off tackle, gets a gain of about 3 on the play. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7. Kind of going back to Lincoln Jackson, he might be the fastest middle schooler that I've ever seen on the baseball diamond. Hadn't played since 2nd grade and led our team in steals, led our team in doubles. He's just a heck of an athlete. So I'm excited to see him kind of get some work here on Friday night.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and I've heard from multiple sources about this kid's speed. He's really going to be something, according to some coaches and people who know him around the middle school levels.
So Stum, shotgun, drops back, looking. They're going to throw the screen again. It's caught, but the Owls do a much better job of covering that one. Don't get fooled by the sneak there.
Yeah, they sit on that pretty well. I think Walker Valley's offensive line is seeing just a little bit of a wrinkle there. Maybe somebody's, I can't say specifically what it is right now, but I can see some confusion on their faces. They'll figure it out. They'll sort it out. But for now, it's not hitting like it really should.
So they're going to go for it here on this 4th and 3. Stum, hard count, no biters. Got twins to the away. Hall is in the backfield. Ball snap. It's going to be a handoff to Hall, off tackle, and he's going to lower his head and have enough for a first down. And you're right, Coach. Looks like a face mask as well. So after the Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix first down, you're going to have an L&B appliance penalty as well. So face mask against the Owls.
I tell you, Ooltewah Special Teams has Albert Horn taking kickoffs. He's their junior free safety. Big body. They're communicating to me right now that he's probably their best defender because they have him over the top of Roman Yulo pretty consistently by himself.
Yeah, Roman Yulo really seems to be a mismatch for just about anybody that he's played so far tonight. But I agree, he's probably the biggest body they have out there to be able to cover him. But I see what you see. They've got him in single coverage over there right now. Ball snap. Dosen looks. Chucks it up in the air. This one's going to be deep, and it is going to be caught, but he is out of bounds.
He just couldn't get his feet down. It's going to be Brody Crooms, the junior, on the catch, but it looks like his feet were just outside the field of play there.
Yeah, Dosen gave his receiver a chance, but it was just a little bit outside. But I would have loved to see Roman get a look on that play. It looked like they walked that safety in, expecting a run there on first down, and Roman and his man out there were all alone. Ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff to Hall. He's going to bounce it back inside, and something that he does so well is he falls forward for multiple yards.
Yeah, when he sees a wall before him, he finds just a little gap, and he is a man who wants some yards. He wants that extra 2, that extra 3 yards, and that's what keeps him in the game, and that's what bumps him at this point to be so useful that you're 1 on the depth chart right now.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs. Stum hands off to McCooch. McCooch off tackle, does a great job following his blockers, and he's going to have enough for a Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix first down now inside the Kia of Cleveland drive zone.
Imagine you sit in math class all day, and you have to come here and tackle Javen Hall like 3 times in a row, and now they put Spencer McCooch in to give him a spell.
That's a tall task for sure. So it looks like the officials are going to send somebody, 2 people off for the knee pads. Coach, you've probably heard me up here on the radio. I feel at this point I might even have a reputation for it. The knee pad thing just drives me insane. Because personally, I think it's a product issue. I think it's a pant issue, not kids going out there and rolling up their knee pads.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't speak on this because I've been down there on the field. I've been that coach whose position player gets sent off for his knee pads and my hair caught on fire.
Well, the fact that we're having to tape them down just drives me insane. But ball snapped. It's going to be a fake to McCooch. They're going to toss it up to Roman, batted away. It looked like that one was thrown a little bit behind Roman.
It was thrown behind Roman, but Albert Horn comes out of nowhere and shows us why he's one-on-one man coverage with Roman Yulo all the time. He's an athletic kid. He really got up.
Got up there and batted that thing away for sure. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs. 2:59 left here in the first quarter. The Walker Valley Mustangs lead 7-0.
All right, so I'd say they're running the ball here, but you see how Roman Yulo just switches to the boundary?
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to see them attack with Roman Yulo, that's probably when you're going to see it. But I'd say they're running the ball right here.
They're going to bring Roundtree in motion. And you are correct. They're going to give it to McCooch, and he has a burst of speed. He makes the first guy miss, tries to go into the spin cycle, but the legs are taken out from under him, but not before he gets another Bradley Concrete and Lamb Conrad mix first down.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a textbook fall forward. I'm gonna go into my spin, but I'm going to let my legs go a little bit jello in case you rack me in the knees because I'm falling forward for 3 yards either way.
Absolutely. So they're going to be inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal for the Mustangs. Hard count, but it looks like we're going to get a false start on the wide receiver to the far side.
He was excited, Coach.
Hey, he's ready to go out there and block somebody.
That's right.
So that penalty is sponsored by LMB Appliance.
I'm not going to lie. That's, let's see. Luke Hayden, he's a big, tall sophomore.
He's a big kid. He's been big since middle
look
school.
Look at that corner up there to the field.
Oh, yeah. Is that 8 out there, Coach?
That is 8.
That's Hudson.
That is 8. So look for them. I mean, are you putting him in the game just as a decoy, or are you trying to attack that short corner?
So, Stum, shotgun. Had Spencer McCooch ball snap or bobbled. Dumb Stum just does enough to get down on it, but that's going to be a big loss on the play. The ball's going to be marked at what looks to be the 23-yard line.
It's a big loss, but that's, with the power that Walker Valley's offense has and the position they're in on the field, that's probably the best result from that play.
Absolutely, and I'm glad that he didn't try to get up and try to make something happen out of that. That's when you get hurt. You pick up the ball and turn around, and you got a guy right on your face, and you just fall on the football. You got 2 to 3 more downs to get this thing done. So 2nd and goal from the 23-yard line. Stum in the shotgun. They're going to go twin set to both sides. You've got Hudson McCooch and Roman Yulo on the same side, and that's where Stum is looking. He throws. It is caught by Roman Yulo.
Uh-oh.
Ball's out, and it is going to be recovered by the Owls. So that's going to be a touchback on the play. Let's see if they mark this as a catch. I believe it was a catch and run and was knocked out. Don't you, Coach?
Well, as far as we are from it, we're speculating, but it did appear that after the ball made contact with his hands, he made football moves. Now, whether he had clear possession, we'll never know in the high school world. But looks like they are calling it that it was a catch and a fumble, which goes into the end zone and is recovered by the Owls.
So what was a good drive, just kind of fumbled apart there at the end. Walker Valley is going to have a chance to go down there to the sideline. And, something that I love is watching the players look at the drive down there and look at the plays and kind of fix up what they need to fix up.
Yeah, for sure. And don't tell anybody and don't tell Ooltewah, but anytime you see Hudson McCooch and Roman Yulo both to the boundary, the short side of the field, look for that attack to happen right there.
Absolutely. So ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Walker Valley does a good job. It looks like we've got almost 10 out of the 11 hats on the football. Does a good job swallowing that up for maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
So if me and you are the safety in the corner out there, you guarding Roman or Hudson?
I mean, like what do you do? And then when Zeke was with us, that's something we talked about. Is like who do you guard? You might as well run man all night long and just hope that your guy can do something to stop him.
Yeah. I'm going to get a lot of pass interferences.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's kind of Cleveland's game plan against us. Roman Yulo was kind of taken out of that game because anytime that something good would go Roman's way, they would just drag his jersey down and make sure his arms couldn't go up. So ball snapped. It's going to be a screen out to the side, but it is a blown up but missed tackle by Aiden Burns. So he ends up making the first guy miss and getting a gain of 2. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that's senior Brock Smallin on the catch. He's already shown that he's an athlete for them. Hey, can I just mention real quick, Dale's Heating and Air. Just call Dales.com. Also, the Voitech Center for Orthopedic Care for all your orthopedic needs. That's Voitech.com.
Chick-fil-A located on Key Street Ball Hub. Download the Chick-fil-A app today. So 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Walker Valley leads 7-0. Bradley back in the shotgun, snaps, looking, has to get out of the pocket. Stops, throws it up in the air. This one's up for grabs, and it is going to be intercepted by number 9, Malachi Nunez. He's going to take it to the 35, all the way down to the 33-yard line. So we get the football right back, Coach.
That's right. I mean, that's the response you want from your high school athletes. When something goes wrong, doesn't go your way, you just go out and execute the game the way you practice every day of the week, and you do like Mr. Nunez right there, and you bring the ball back to your team.
Absolutely. So, Crown, your Jeep and Ram headquarters in Southeast Tennessee, I-75 at exit 20. So 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Walker Valley's offense will have time to run one play before the start of the second quarter.
That's right. Spencer McCooch is going to be in the game at running back. Looks like Hudson back to the sidelines, which smartly so. I think you limit him here.
Yeah, take it easy on him. Let him get some reps. Don't let him get rusty. But I think you just kind of minimize his role. Ball snap. And this one's going to be intercepted. The linebacker set on that route inside to Roman Yulo. So Dawson Stum, I believe, throws his second interception of the year.
Yeah, number 10, Asa McMillan, he's a senior outside linebacker. He drove depth there. They have Roman Yulo on an island, essentially taking what you would consider probably the best offensive player and the best defensive player on the field way out to the sidelines. But then they slant Roman, but Asa sits on it pretty hard and is able to come up with the ball.
So 0.5 seconds left here in the first quarter, and in the past 45 seconds of gameplay, we've had three turnovers.
That's right.
So ball snap, Bradley hands off up the middle, met hard by Walker Valley defender. We'll get his number as he gets up. I'm still trying to get a number. Number 23, I believe that's Braylon Beard.
7.
Braylon Beard met him hard in the hole, and then number 7-8, Javen Hall.
47, Eli Robinson. Could that be?
Yeah, that's it. That would be. So we are going to start the second quarter. Before we do that, we're going to send it back to the station for a 1-minute break. We'll be back in one.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
Wright Brothers Construction Company Incorporated has over half a century of experience completing some of the most challenging projects across the Southeast, from moving millions of cubic yards of excavation in Alabama to spanning rivers in Virginia. Find out more at WBCCI.com. WBCCI.com. Wright Brothers Construction Company congratulates the student athletes and families of Walker Valley High School and says, "Go Mustangs!"
L&B Appliance is your one-stop appliance shop, locally owned and operated, serving this area for over 30 years. They offer sales and service. L&B Appliance, located on Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland, 423-339-3231. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your home appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
Welcome back to tough hit there. Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris. Ooltewah starts the quarter off with a throw, and he takes a nasty hit from one of the Walker Valley Mustangs defenders. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, Spencer McCooch is trying to make a play there. Comes in. I believe it's going to be a late hit if they keep the flag. The flag came kind of late.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they are going to call. So that's going to be a first down through the Ooltewah Owls. But overall, a pretty good first quarter for the Mustangs on that first drive, but ended up turning the ball over 2 times late, uncharacteristic of the Mustangs. Normally win the turnover battle week in and week out.
Yeah, you want to sort of keep your wits about you here. We talked about the keys to the game at the first, and it was protect the quarterback, protect possession, protect the ball. we haven't really done that in the last 2 possessions, but looking to get this ball back here and sort of get back into a groove.
Yeah, absolutely. The Walker Valley Band is making this Ooltewah offense have to get in tight and close. They're blowing the horns behind their ear. Ball's going to be marked at the 39, 40-yard line, 1st and 10. And it looks like head coach Goose comes running up the field to call his second timeout. And those timeouts are sponsored by Milligan Vane. So, yeah, Coach, kind of uncharacteristic. We were talking about it. You don't see the Walker Valley Mustangs turn the football over a lot, but in that first quarter, they turned it all over twice in their own territory, or in plus territory.
No, and I'll tell you that the kind of the way you look at that, the eyes that you want to have to see that is neither one of those were careless turnovers. Those were kids trying to make a play. And the ball didn't bounce their way, you know. If I can throw out one more coaching cliche there, but it's those are effort plays that just didn't work out for you. So you go back to the huddles, you keep your mind, you stick to your training, everything that you went through this week, and you play that game. You don't try to do anything extra here to get back in the game because you're well within you're all over this game. You still have the lead. Now let's begin to protect the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you wonder if that Walker Valley Band had something to do with that timeout. It doesn't really seem like they got their communications right from the field. Ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff to the fullback, number 10, and he has no gain on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they are Ooltewah is doing a really good job of getting the ball into the hands of their athletes. Everybody that we're calling with the ball is seen on defense, playing linebacker, defensive back. There's 3 or 4 guys that seem to be at the core of this group, and they're trying to make something happen with them here.
So, under center, ball snapped, handed off. Ball, it looked like the ball might have come out. Let's see. Nope, it was recovered, or I just saw something, but no gain on the play. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Whoever the linebacker was, I believe that was Braylon Beard, came flying into the hole and shoved that run attempt.
Braylon Beard is going to be one heck of a football player for the Walker Valley Mustangs for a pretty good while now. He's a young guy, and he's a man with his hair on fire.
Yeah, I mean, something that has been fun to watch under Coach Akins is having linebackers that play with that kind of physicality.
Right.
You can just each year, Jacob Hollingsworth, you can talk about, obviously, Denton, who was here forever.
3-by-1 here.
All right, so they've got a 3-by-1 out to the away side. Ball snapped. He looks that way, gets it out. It's a wide receiver screen. Makes the first guy miss, bounces off. Going to get about a 6-yard gain on the play. So that's going to bring up third. Is that going to bring up 4th and 4? Yeah, it will. It's going to be around 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
4th and 4. And I'll tell you what, let's see here. Jerry Pugh, number 21. He, to anybody looking at that play, they see that he didn't make a tackle, but he did cause that Ooltewah receiver to have to change direction, and it gave time for his linebacker to get out to the edge.
So Ooltewah going to go for it here, and they get Walker Valley to jump. That's, again, some uncharacteristic things from the Mustangs here so far tonight. You normally see them pretty disciplined there, so that's going to give the Owls a first down.
Yeah, again, I know sort of the communication lines that are going to happen here, and it's, hey, we don't have to play the best football we've ever played in this moment right now. We just have to play our game, do the things that we've practiced all week, and just relax a little bit, guys.
Yeah, definitely got to settle in with 10-13 here left in the second quarter. Walker Valley leads 7-0. Ooltewah in the shotgun, going to be handoff off tackle. Walker Valley does a great job swarming to the ball, maybe a gain of 1.
For those of you that aren't watching on Mixed TV or you're not in attendance, I will say for some of you old school guys, more than once tonight I've seen Ooltewah with a fullback in a 3-point stance, and they are huddling.
Love it. Love it. Kind of a lost art in today's game with everybody wanting to spread everything out wide. While we've got a second, I want to give a shout out to my son, Graham Mason, listening in the car tonight. Love you, buddy. See you in a little bit. He loved listening to me on the radio for the first time last week, so I wanted to say hello.
That's awesome.
Ball snap. That's going to be a bobbled snap. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and Walker Valley does a great job. That looks like that's Braylon Beard again, kind of running around with his head on fire out there.
Yeah, that's for sure he is. Every time I look up, I see Braylon Beard or Jerry Pugh just flying through the air.
That wasn't Braylon Beard. That was the far side linebacker, Coach. If you can help me out with the number, these kids love to roll up their shirts.
20-something? 27?
Looks like it's 27. And that would be, yes, you're correct, Tyler Goldman. So Tyler Goldman came in flying and did a great job setting the edge there. Again, one of the keys to the game, do not let them get outside. Did a great job. That's going to bring up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, Tyler Goldman's another one. I saw him take 6 lives from a person against Notre Dame a few weeks ago. Uh-oh.
Ball snapped, going to be handed off up the middle. And looks like Walker Valley saying they've got the football, Coach.
And they will have the football.
So, again, lots of turnovers in tonight's game. Ooltewah with 2, Walker Valley with 2, kind of giving each other field position back and forth around here, around the 40-yard line. So Walker Valley's offense will take over again, looking to get kind of back to that first drive, that continuity that they had.
Yeah, that we haven't lost anything thus far. We're fine. We're pretty even in the turnover game. As long as we don't begin being -1, -2, we're okay.
So ball snaps, Stum hands it off to Hall up the middle. Hall runs over his defender, and he's going to be to the 45, to the 40, down at the 35-yard line. And sorry, Tennessee fans, that kind of looked like a Herschel Walker moment his freshman year, just running him straight over.
Yeah, Javen Hall just put some poor kid on his new highlight film. It's just the A-gap power, man. That's all it is.
That's going to be clipped and huddled tonight for sure.
Tonight.
So Stum, shotgun, snaps, another handoff to Hall up the middle, and he's got some room to run. He's to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Javen Hall.
Coach Akins and his staff saw something on that previous play, and I can't swear to it, but I bet they just what they would call roll it. We just run that play again, and Javen Hall walks how many yards? 35 for a touchdown.
So 2 huge runs there by Javen Hall, and that's a Wright Brother Construction touchdown. And we're about to attempt the extra point, which is sponsored by Independent Installation Services.
Yeah, Jacob, I said earlier that the Ooltewah defensive line was doing a good job and some peculiar things, scraping over down blocks, which is attacking the edges, and that's why we were having trouble finding it. And it appears that they're still doing the same, but the people sitting above us that are in communication with Coach Akins have let him know that, and there's 2 right up the middle runs that were just naked.
Absolutely so. Javen Hall with the 2nd touchdown on the night. We're going to send it back to the station for a 30-second break. We'll be back in 30.
Selling mattresses the retail way isn't the best way. Most mattresses are made in a large factory and shipped hundreds of miles to a retailer's warehouse, where the retailer then marks them up and up before finally selling and delivering them. At Mermaid Mattress, we are the factory, so we eliminate the extra steps and create a direct line from our factory to you, saving you hundreds of dollars. So experience more than the national chain store can offer and spend your dollars locally. Mermaid Mattress, better price, better sleep, better life.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris. Matt, Walker Valley off with a bang right there, 14-0 with 8:10 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's more typical of the Mustang offense that we've seen this year. Explosive play. We got to win the explosive play game, and we sure did. Somebody said, "Hey guys, I'm sick of this. Let's trade in turnovers. Let's go get some touchdowns."
Yeah, I know Coach Akins loves to focus on explosive plays. That's something we talk about in his coaches show a lot. He loves to measure those, and those were 2 right there that ultimately led to a Javen Hall touchdown.
Yeah, I mean that's part of his core goals is to win explosive plays.
So the kickoff was taken at the 15-yard line, thought it was going to bounce out of bounds, then bounced right back into his hands, makes the first guy miss, and then is tackled at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he's first met by Jerry Pugh, I believe, but I believe that's Malachi Nunez that gets him to the ground.
Having a good night himself. He, I believe, was the one on the interception earlier for the Mustangs, has stepped in and really played a good role there for the Mustangs at the corner position. And also on special teams.
Yeah, he's doing a great job tonight.
So, looks like they're going to go twins to the away, single receiver to the home side. Snap, handoff up the middle, and he is met by Sharp. And along with Sharp, about 8 other hats. So Walker Valley doing a great job swarming to the football.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting his hands free and just filling his gap beautifully there.
Chick-fil-A, located on Key Street and Paul Huff. Download the Chick-fil-A app today. Crown, your Jeep and Ram headquarters in Southeast Tennessee, I-75 at exit 20. So,
Voitech Center for Orthopedic Care for all your orthopedic needs, Voitech.com. How about Dale's Heating and Air, Coach? Just call Dales.com.
So we are 7:29 left in the second quarter. Ball snap, quarterback drops back, scrolling right, looking. Man is covered, and ball is knocked out of the hands. That looks like that was number 2, Aiden Burns.
Yeah, he's going to get a PBU for that. That's one of the most coveted stats amongst high school defensive backs. The ball hits the hands of the receiver, and he plays through his hands, causing him to not catch it. That's one of the most sought-after things they look to do.
Yet something that is really underranked in this Walker Valley defense is their speed at DB. I know they're not as experienced, but as the year goes on and each week they get better and better, but there's a lot of speed back there between Burns, now McCooch, Michael Wood, and it looks like we've got number 21 in the game over here.
That's Jerry Pugh.
Jerry Pugh.
Yeah.
And so Jerry Pugh having a good night too.
You got Lincoln Jackson waiting in the wings at freshman, one of the fastest kids we've already talked about.
Absolutely. So ball snap. They're going to get it out quick. He's met quickly as well. It's going to be a gain of about 4. So that's going to bring up 4th and probably let's call it 5, Coach.
Yeah, that's Jerry Pugh on the tackle again. I have a feeling we're going to say his name a lot.
Yeah, Jerry Pugh is having a good night there at the corner position. Again, another guy that got some reps last year as, Walker Valley had an 11-3 season. And was able to get a lot of young guys some valuable experience, and now you're kind of seeing that come into the fold here with him at the corner position.
Yeah, and he's living up to his name. I mean, we got Elisha Pugh, and then we've got Jerry's brother, Jonathan. Those guys have all been great kids for Walker Valley and the Walker Valley football program.
Ball snapped. Kick is up, nearly blocked. This is a much better punt this time, taken by McCooch. He's going to get it to the 50, make the first guy miss. He's going to bounce it outside, and he's going to be drugged down around the 44-yard line. So good starting position again here for the Mustangs. Going to be starting at the 44-yard line. Kind of dominated, the possession in this game, but also, field. What word am I looking for?
I'm sorry. Go again.
They've dominated the side of being on the right side of the field. They're good field possession. There we go.
Yeah, they
have dominated field possession, being able to have a good starting point and kind of have some easy drives towards the end zone.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll tell you, they got Spencer McCooch in the game at running back right now. I'd be looking for a heat check. I know the eyes in the sky that are communicating with Coach Akins are looking for whatever it is they saw on the last possession. They're looking to see if that's true right now. They may be able to spot it just by seeing how the defense gets lined up.
Something that if you're playing chess, you've gone 2 up the middle, you might go a pitch outside thinking that they're going to come scrape in, but he's going to drop back to pass. He throws it. It's a deep one, and it is caught by Hudson McCooch inside the 10.
He is not going down.
He's going to be in for 6. That's a Wright Brothers construction touchdown.
I'll tell you what, there's not much more you want to see from a young man that's had a rough couple of weeks than for him to come out, make a catch, and essentially be tackled when he catches the ball, but just refuse to quit and find pay dirt 10 yards later.
Yeah, absolutely. Does a great job there. We were kind of folding the pages on that one and closing the book and going on to the next play, but he just kept those feet driving and was able to get in for 6.
Yeah, that's the kind of play. You make the catch, get the ball to the ground, and you've done a great job. But Hudson said, that's not enough. I'm going to go get some money right here.
Absolutely. So let's get some Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard updates after this extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So let's scroll over. Let me get some updates for some scores right here.
Yeah. Well, I always love watching the band members trying not to get hit by the extra point.
So Oak Ridge leads McMinn 21-0 in the second. Polk County 6. I'm not even going to attempt who they're trying to play. Maybe you can help me out. Oneida. East Ham 20, East Ridge 0. Oak Ridge, we've already done that. Cleveland is up 6-3 on Ray in the first. And that is your Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard update. So, Coach, Walker Valley leads 21-0 with 6:08 left here in the second quarter. We talked through the break, so we're going to keep it here as the Ooltewah Owls get back out onto the field. So far, a great start outside of a few hiccups there in the first quarter, turning the ball over, but really was able to not hurt themselves too much because they were able to get the ball right back.
That's right. I mean, as far as entertainment value goes, for it to be 21-0 in the first half, this has been a pretty good football game, especially when we start doing the turnover swaps there. That really looks like football. So, man, as you were reading those scores, I couldn't help but think how interesting that Region 4 or 5A is about to be when you start talking about East Hamilton, Ray County, McMinn.
So it looks like they're going to blow this kick off. Let's see what the issue is here. Are the Walker Valley Mustangs backing up?
Can't tell yet.
Let's see as they reset the ball. Maybe they just weren't set.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Maybe the officiating crew wasn't ready, but oh, nope, offsides on the Mustangs. So that is a penalty on the Mustangs. Those penalties are sponsored by LMB Appliance. So going to back them up 5 and re-kick here, Coach.
Hey, they just want to go down and make a play. Those guys are just eager. They're ready to go. They feel like they've found their groove, and they're ready to go down and play some football. So, hey, just focus up here. Let's do what we do, and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, hey, I got a text from Andy saying that Morgan Wallen says hello and go Stangs. So, Morgan Wallen, I guess, is a Mustang fan tonight, according to Andy Morris. Have fun up there tonight, buddy.
Yeah, have fun, Andy. And tell Morgan if he'll mention my name at his concert, I'll throw a chair off this press box up here.
So ball's taken at the 10. He's to the 15, to the 20. Makes the first guy miss, makes the second guy miss. Going to get out wide. He's going to get all the way up to the 44-yard line. So probably the best starting position here for the Ooltewah Owls. Going to be at their 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, that kid is a tank. Number 6, Javante Doyle. They've got him listed as their middle linebacker and tight end, but they've been handing him the ball out of the backfield all night, and he shows you right there he's pretty shifty for a big boy.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ooltewah is going to take over 1st and 10 with 5:58 left in the second quarter. Walker Valley leads 21-0. I love this formation, Coach. Ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff to the running back, but it's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
So is that like a throwback to the wishbone? Is that what we're doing?
I think it was. You had a 2 running back set with a fullback with his hand in the ground. Kind of love that old school football. When you've got the right personnel to run it, it's fun to watch.
31 personnel or something.
So Ooltewah taking their time here, getting set, going to stick with it. They're going to go under center. They must think they have something here, Coach. Ball snapped.
32 personnel. They're running 2 tight ends there.
It's going to be a fullback dive there. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Owls.
3rd down. Cleveland Fastener says, lock it down, Walker.
Man, I tell you, they're searching here, and it's the best I can say. I mean, this is about not the 4th formation, not the 4th personnel, but about the 4th different style of offense that I've seen them attempt tonight.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they try to keep teams on their toes. Ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff. He's going to bounce it outside, but they do a great job of containing the edge. That looks to be
Braylon
Beard, number 23, flying around the football with his hair on fire tonight.
Man, you love to have that guy on your football team. Him, Jerry Pugh, who was the other kid? Tyler Goldman. Yeah, those 3 guys are, man, they're playing like some Walker Valley defenders right now.
Well, I mean, it's hard to make these comparisons when the guy is your all-time leading tackler, was leading the state in tackles, but really giving flashes of an Eli Denton type style of play. He comes down field hard. He's a pretty sure tackler. If he gets his hands on you, he's wrapping you up and bringing you to the ground. He's playing really, really great tonight, and really all season. So the Cleveland Utilities power punt is up. It's going to be a line drive wobbler bouncing at the 30. Walker Valley is going to get away from it. It's going to roll inside the 20-yard line. So this is probably Walker Valley's worst starting field position for the night. Inside the 20, down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the first time that the Mustangs aren't starting their drive near the midfield. I can tell you, however, though, In games like this, especially, Coach Akins doesn't want to start in the middle of the field. He wants his players to get yards. He wants them to be able to get their stats. He wants that quarterback to have some throwing yards and those running backs to drive up their rushing yards. So on a team that he feels like he can drive the ball with, he wants to start about right there.
Yeah, and to be honest, with some guys going down, you want to build as much depth as possible, and you want to be able to have confidence that you got guys that can go out there and run the ball and catch the ball, and you're going to be able to get guys and kind of see what you got and go through your playbook. So ball snapped, it's going to be a handoff to Hall. He runs through the first arm tackle, but then is tackled after about a gain of 1.
Yeah, he's about one arm away right there from turning that into about a 30-yard run.
So 3:40 left here in the second quarter. It is homecoming, so we're going to have some homecoming festivities that are going on during halftime this week, as well as we'll go over our stats and all that as well. But Walker Valley kind of taking their time here, getting the play call in from Coach Akins. They're going to be trips to the home side, single to the away. Stum, hard count, no biters. Looks like he's got McCooch in the backfield with him. That would be Spencer McCooch.
Let's see here. We're going to run the ball, or we're going to look at some kind of screen to these trips, or we're going to attack the boundary.
Ball snap, screen out wide, caught by Hayden. Going to get down to the 23-yard line, so he's going to be short of the line to gain by a few yards, but a good gain on the play.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a good thought process, and you've seen this kind of thought process happening with this Walker Valley offense all night. They're covering up Roman Yulo with what they believe is their best athlete. So what you're saying a lot of the times is, hey, we're gonna beat you over here where your best athlete is not.
Ball snap, handed off to McCooch outside. He's going to bounce it back in. He's to the 40, to the 45. Tackled at the 50-yard line, so almost broke that one free for a big gain, but he did get a big gain on the play, so that's going to be a Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix first down for Spencer McCooch.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Tanner Smith for Ooltewah is hangs on to his shirt tail with his pinky, or he's in the end zone right now. So kudos to him for not allowing McCooch to break that one all the way.
So 2:27 left here in the second. Walker Valley marching down the field, started at their own 15, now at the opposite 49. Looks like they're going to run the clock here, so we're inside of 2:20. Going to go twin set to both sides. Stum in the shotgun. Ball snap. Drops back. Looking. Reading the field. Has time. Throws. Going to be a little overthrown. Intended for Roman Yulo.
Yeah, it's probably good that that's overthrown. I believe he's searching. He's really trying to force the ball to Roman there. And, I'm not saying that throw can't happen, but that if he gets it to Roman right there, it is an amazing throw. So as Roman's surrounded by a couple defenders there.
So that brings up 2nd and 10 here for the Mustangs. Looking at their looking at their coach for the call. Quarterback Dustin Stum in the shotgun.
Screen to the field. No.
Going to bring Roundtree in motion. Ball is snapped. Miscue. Spencer McCooch picks it up and is going to get a few back, but it's going to be a loss of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, just it's unfortunate there. Just a bobbled snap or a bad snap, I believe it was.
I don't think Stum was ready for it. I think he was looking over to the side and it came back hit him in the hands. Luckily, Spencer was able to scoop it up, but that is going to be a loss of 3. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 13 with 2:07 here in the half.
All right, so you move Roman Yulo to the boundary. Let's see what else we're doing. Spencer McCooch is still in the game. Last time I saw Javen Hall, he was being attended to by the training staff. He had a little bit of a limp coming off the field from his run earlier.
So, Stum trips to the away, dropping back, looks, screen, very delayed screen, has some time. He's to the 50, to the 45. Inside, looks like they're going to mark him right at the line to gain.
I got to get a shout out to Lane Kelly there. He gets out in front of that screen, and it's confusion no more. He bulldozes somebody for Spencer McCooch to take that just the extra few yards.
And so it looks, I agree, Coach. He definitely, those boys up front are bulldozers, but you get them out and running in space, and you don't want to be the man that's in front of them for sure. But it looks like they're going to give them a Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix first down, so the chains will get reset. 1:54 left here in, let's see. Are they giving them 4th and inches, or are they moving the chains?
They have not moved the chains yet. They have 3rd down on the marker.
They're saying the head official saying first down and move the chain. So going to give the Ooltewah Owls a little bit of a breather there as the Mustangs take over 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Stum, shotgun, ball snap, handoff. McCooch met right at the line of scrimmage, had a safety, it looked like, coming down hard downhill.
Yeah, sophomore Cooper Parsons. Actually, it's another double number. That could possibly be Brandon West. One of those two guys came down and fit really well and made a play.
So it looks like Javen Hall is back in the football game. This is going to bring up 2nd and 9 with 1:10 left in the quarter. Coach Akins still has all 3 of his timeouts. Ball snap. Stum scrolls out, looks wide. The levels concept has Roman Yulo. Looks like, does he call that flood, Coach?
That is a version of flood. We're used to seeing Zeke Garrison catch that middle route right there. But they've replaced, in that concept, I've seen, what's the other player's name? Is it Luke Hayden sometimes catches that ball, but tonight they've got Roman Yulo. That's just a unique way. You put the safety in a bind with those rub routes, and it brings Roman Yulo wide open at a pretty good range for the quarterback.
So that's going to be a timeout by Milligan Vane. Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Goodwin offers an office treatment that will make you look and feel better in a day. MilliganVane.com. So, yeah, that's something we've broke down a lot on the coaches show. They love to run that flood concept because you can work yourself high to low, but at the same time, if you're looking to take a shot downfield, sometimes you peek at that high route first and see if it's there. And with a guy like Roman Yulo, with being able to bounce him back and forth between that high route or that intermediate route, it's kind of hard to gauge as a defense what you want to do with it.
It is, and it's hard to read for high schoolers because you come out in what a defensive coach would call like a nub formation. So all you have on one end. It appears that you have no receivers, but you magically have a tight end that's eligible coming from the backside, so you really have to be aware of that.
Coach, I have a very interesting Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard update. Cleveland 10, Ray 10 in the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this region that Walker Valley's in, I believe, is going to be really interesting, and the places that I want you to look at are. Now, we can never count McMinn County out because we have to face them every year. Let's call the play here.
So, Stum, shotgun, ball snap, drop back, looking back in the end zone. Roman Yulo tipped, and it is going to be incomplete. So, looked like it was right there along the boundary. It just wasn't able to bring it in.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, just when that kid, I've called his name, Cheryl, I believe that's Albert Horn. Just when you think he's beat, he shows back up. And it's making a lot of sense to me. They watched the Bradley film last week, just like we have.
Yep.
They've been working on that all week, and Roman has the game of his life last week. So they said, hey, how are we going to answer that? And his name is Albert.
So, Stum, shotgun, going to hand it off to Hall. Okay. Hall's going to break it to the boundary. He's going to be at the 5, tackled at the 5. That's enough for a Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix. First down.
So use your timeout here.
So timeout, Walker Valley, that will be their first timeout. And again, that is sponsored by Milligan Vane. We're going to send it back to the station for a 30-second break.
The Billy Haney Meat Company has been serving this community for 56 years, locally owned and operated and open to the public. Feel free to call or just walk in to get all of your bulk food needs with no membership required. Keep your chest freezer stocked with frozen and fresh hamburger patties and frozen chicken of all types. The Billy Haney Meat Company literally has it all. Those square pizzas we all loved in school, they have those too. And they keep a large supply of your favorite candy and chips. Call the Billy Haney Meat Company at 336-2468 or visit them at 2154 Old Charleston Road.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley sports all season long, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Harris. Your Walker Valley Mustangs lead 21-0 with 36 seconds left in the quarter, but they're knocking on the door, Coach.
They are. Look for a score incoming here. They're going to be dialing up their best couple plays. I don't think they're looking to do anything peculiar. I could see them taking a little bit of I don't mean risk by putting the ball in the air. I mean risk by maybe we have to run more than one play to sort of milk some more time off this clock. But look for them to score very soon.
Absolutely. So ball snap, going to be a handoff, and I think we're going to get it right here. Number 1, Spencer McCooch. Give him 6. That's a Wright Brother Construction touchdown.
Yeah, let's not overthink it. That 30 seconds, not that big of a deal. We've been playing really good defense, not only all game, but all year. So let's trust our defense to keep us clean here and take us into the half.
So the extra point, sponsored by Independent Installation Services, your spray foam experts, 423-716-3762. So the snap is ready. Kick is up, and it is good. So your Walker Valley Mustangs lead 28-0 with 30 seconds left. We're going to send it back to the station for 1 minute.
Is your home too hot in the summer and too cold in the winter? At Central Heat and Air, your local HVAC experts, we've got you covered. Our top-notch technicians provide fast, reliable service to keep your home comfortable year-round. From installation to maintenance, we handle it all. You'll never be left out in the cold or the heat. Call Central Heat and Air today at 423-478-7778. That's 423-478-7778. Or visit us online at docsair.com. That's DOCSAIR.com. Central Heat and Air, your healthy home company.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by our good friends at Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris. Walker Valley's kick is up, and it's a line drive going to be caught inside the 10. He's to the 15, to the 20, where he's met by a Walker Valley defender, and ball is out, but it is going to be recovered by the Owls. So, about had a special gift in the basket there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and I can tell you there's some coaching happening on the sidelines because Jeremiah Pugh fit his gap beautifully, and he didn't just scream down the field looking to hurt somebody like he usually does. He really fit well and caused the receiver of the ball to have to stop. He bumps into his own player, ends up putting it on the ground, but he safely recovers it.
So 23 seconds, Walker Valley leads 28-0. Looks like they're going to run a man onto the field late.
We're in the pistol now.
Ball snap, just going to be a handoff outside, and Walker Valley has got, it looks like 10 out of the 11 hats on the field around the football.
That's right. They were full 0.
So it looks like that's going to be the end of the half. Your score, Walker Valley 28, Ooltewah 0. Walker Valley has a pretty dominant first half there. It is homecoming here at the Valley. So, with that being said, we're going to let all of our first half stats roll in. I'll be going over those tonight, filling in for our good friend Andy Morris, who is at the Morgan Wallen concert tonight. Enjoy your time up there, Coach. But your Walker Valley Mustangs have a comfortable lead here on homecoming as they lead 28-0. We're going to send it back to the station for 5 minutes. Join us back here in 5 minutes. We'll go back over some stats, kind of fill you in on some homecoming festivities as well, and then do a recap of the first half, and then we'll have your second half coverage. We'll be back in 5.
Check out the great deals this September at Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. during their You Pick event. New Kicks, Sentra, or Versa. 0 down and just $295 per month, plus discounts of up to $4,200 on Frontiers and Rogues, and up to $6,000 off remaining 2024 Titans. Want to trade in your old car? Mountain View Nissan offers up to $5,000 over book value for your trade. Shop in person on Exit 20 off of I-75 and online at cleveland-nissan.com. Payments are per month for 84 months. Does not include tax, tag, title, or dealer doc fee of $6.99. Must finance through the dealer, subject to credit approval and pick from new dealer stock. See dealer for details.
As a homeowner, I'm always looking for peace of mind, especially when I have a costly unplanned expense, like a cooling system repair or replacement. That's when I turn to the free eScore home evaluation program offered by Cleveland Utilities. This program offers invaluable advice from experts trained and approved by TVA. A network of contractors are licensed and insured, so you can be assured the job will be done right and inspected for free. Sign up online at www.escore.com or call Cleveland Utilities at 472-4521 to learn more. Always looking for ways to help our community. We are Cleveland Utilities, your hometown connection.
Are you looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Toyota of Cleveland has you covered with the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in the beautiful city of Cleveland, Tennessee. With an expert sales team, Toyota of Cleveland would love to put you in the vehicle of your dreams. Top-notch service team, expert sales team, and the largest pre-owned selection. Why look anywhere else but Toyota of Cleveland? Exit 20 and online at toyotaofcleveland.com. Toyota of Cleveland cares.
Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians from $22.17 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one. Medical, dental, and vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply at Duracell.com.
Bradley Concrete and Lamcon Ready Mix is a family-owned business and has been serving Cleveland for 40 years. They work with customers large and small. Call Bradley Concrete at 423-479-4541 or visit lamcon.us to find out more.
Food. It's our thing. But how you shop for it, that's all you. Order online.
Bread, milk, and fresh baked cookies.
And pick it up curbside.
Thank you.
Or have it delivered straight to your door.
Here's your Food City delivery. Oh, thanks.
With Instacart or DoorDash. Nobody does food like Food City. And now get it straight from our doors to yours.
Did you know that Honda Accord is America's best-selling car for the past 50 years? Serious. Folks love their Accords, and you will too at Honda Cleveland, because you can get 1.9% financing on all 24 Accords, all trim levels included. 1.9% financing on Accord. Or if a pre-owned Honda fits your budget better, check out Honda Cleveland's true certified pre-owned Hondas with an awesome warranty. 3-day exchange policy, 24/7 roadside assistance, and more.
We've had a long-standing relationship with the folks up at Honda of Cleveland, and it sounds cliche, but they've always treated us like family, and we always go back to Honda of Cleveland.
Now you can get service, parts, and tires and pay for it over time with up to 3 months interest-free, no hard credit check, and a 90% approval rate, only at Honda Cleveland. Proud to be local family-owned and the Chattanooga region's only Honda President's Award winner, 3 years in a row. Honda Cleveland. Your car, your way, every day. I-75 exit 20, 1 mile east. Hope to see you soon.
It's time to come home to Jenkins Deli, Cleveland and Bradley County's heritage restaurant for over 40 years. The owners of Jenkins have raised the bar in food quality, expanded the bar menu with new seating, new televisions. And now Jenkins has a Sunday brunch. You have to try Jenkins' new barbecue, including smoked pork and brisket. Live music on the Jenkins patio every Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Dinner specials. It's time to come home to Jenkins. Follow Jenkins Deli on Facebook.
Turn your world yellow with Mayfield Dairy this fall. Whether you're wrapping up a workout or craving a tasty afternoon treat, our rich chocolate milk replenishes nutrients and provides high-quality protein to keep you going. Grab some Mayfield milk today and experience real, southern, sunny goodness in every sip. From our iconic yellow jugs to our delicious chocolate milk, everything tastes better with Mayfield. Turn your world yellow because the best moments are made with Mayfield Dairy.
White Brothers Construction Company Incorporated has over half a century of experience completing some of the most challenging projects across the Southeast, from moving millions of cubic yards of excavation in Alabama to spanning rivers in Virginia. Find out more at WBCCI.com. WBCCI.com. Wright Brothers Construction Company.
congratulates the student athletes and families of Walker Valley High School and says, "Go Mustangs!"
Love supporting local? Then you'll love shopping with Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Cleveland, your hometown dealer. We're happy to be part of this community and proud to serve you with the better way to buy and service.
We strive to have something for everyone in our inventory. Come find your perfect ride today,
and we'll deliver yours to your door. Visit your hometown dealer today. Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Cleveland, the better way to buy and service.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. If you are listening to us on our Facebook page and you are wanting to watch Homecoming, then you need to switch over to the Walker Valley Facebook page to watch during halftime. We are going to be going over stats here. We will cover some things that are going on here at Homecoming, but if you are here joining in trying to watch the Homecoming, just switch over to that Walker Valley YouTube page. But you are joined here at halftime, the Waste Connection, wasteconnections.com halftime stats. So let's go over some stats here really quick. Hall has 10 rushes for 100 yards. Spencer, 8 rushes for 64. So Hall in the first half already over 100 yards again this season. Walker Valley has 19 rushes for a total of 153. Passing, we are 9 of 15 for 133. Yulo with 3 receptions for 46 yards. Hudson, 1 reception, 44 yards, and a touchdown. Beard has 7 tackles on the night. Beard's had a very, very solid night here against this Ooltewah offense. Nunez has 1 interception. Let's see. Ooltewah has 13 rushes for only 13 yards. Ooltewah passing is 4 of 8. Passes for 19 yards. Walker Valley has 5 penalties for 35 yards. So a very solid half here for the Mustangs. They lead 28-0. Again, those halftime stats were brought to you by Waste Connections, wasteconnections.com. So super excited to kind of give you guys an update here. It is Homecoming for the Mustangs, so the kids are out here on the field kind of getting ready to have the seniors roll out next. I believe they're on the junior class. Again, if you're trying to watch that, you need to hop over to the Walker Valley football or Walker Valley High School YouTube page, then come back and join us for your coverage of tonight's game. But we're excited to kind of bring you some coverage of the first half here in a few minutes, and then talk about some keys to the second half. Really, though, Walker Valley in complete control of this game. They're up 28-0. There was a few blunders there in the first quarter, kind of turning over the ball, swapping back and forth, but was able to kind of reel it back in. So while we have a second, let's go over to the scoreboard update. That's the Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard update. I've got Polk County up 14 over Oneida. I keep on getting that one wrong. Forgive me. Bradley up 13-0 over Innovation Academy. Innovation Academy, a first-year program, but kind of in the baptism by fire. They're playing Bradley this week. They have Oakland on the schedule. They also have to play Brentwood Academy, and if you know anything about those few schools we listed there, they have a very storied history of being pretty good at this thing called high school football. Stone Memorial up 14-13 over Meggs in the first. Cleveland and Ray, this is a big one. Ray has taken the lead 17-10 over Cleveland. You got to give Harvey credit. You know, he's done a great job with those guys so far here early in the season. He also kind of really has always game planned Cleveland pretty well, and you can see that his game plan up in Ray County is obviously working tonight, keeping that very explosive Cleveland team to 10 points so far. Let's see, Eastham 21-6 over East Ridge. Oak Ridge 28-0 over McMinn County. McMinn Central leads Sweetwater 7-0. And I believe that is all we have for your Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard update. We're going to take a break. We're going to send it back to the station for 3 minutes as they start walking out here. Some of the seniors for homecoming night. We'll bring you the winner of that, and then we will talk more of the second half. We'll review the stats one more time, kind of talk about some individual performances, but we'll be back here in 3 minutes.
At Zaxby's, we don't just make chicken fingers. We make the most premium tenderloin. 12-hour marinated, hand-breaded, fried to golden perfection. Deserves not one, not two, not even three, but your choice of 12 dipping sauces chicken fingers. Chicken fingers that you could dip, dunk, or drizzle in ranch, and Zax sauce, and spicy Zax sauce, and honey mustard, and tongue torts, and barbecue. And I'm out of time. Sausage! Zaxby's.
Mama says a stitch in time saves 9. That phrase, first recorded in 18th century England by Thomas Fuller, was part of his collection of proverbs and adages. So, what does it really mean? Better to spend a little time, effort, and money and deal with a problem now rather than waiting till it's worse and more costly. I'm Dan Cord with Springdale Heating and Air, and that phrase is certainly true when it comes to your heating and AC system. When my tech does his 15-point tune-up on your system, he makes sure that you don't have little problems that are going to cause big problems. And he also gives you a thorough evaluation of your entire system. We do all that for only $89.
Springdale Heating and Air. Old-fashioned friendly. And always more than your money's worth. 479-6363.
Tennessee Valley Urology is the home of the no scalpel vasectomy. Find out more at tnvalleyurology.net or call 423-472-3201.
Caldwell Paving, paving the way in Tennessee since 1958. Caldwell Paving specializes in asphalt paving and seal coating. They serve residential clients, industrial and commercial companies, and subdivision projects. Conveniently located in Charleston, Caldwell Paving serves all of Southeast Tennessee. Caldwell Paving, old surfaces made new. CaldwellPaving.com.
Purchase 4 Bridgestone Dueler AT Revo 3 or Dueler AT Ascent tires to be eligible for $100 instant savings. Or purchase 4 Firestone Destination XT, Destination AT, Destination AT2, Destination MT, Destination MT2, Transforce AT or Transforce AT2 tires to be eligible for $100 savings. Limit 2 per household. At Cleveland Tire Center, 4699 North Lee Highway in Cleveland.
When most people think of plumbing and electrical supply houses, there's an idea that they're just for plumbers, or electricians, or builders to shop at. Wholesale Supply is proud to be open to the public and proud to serve our communities. By supplying the best quality products for the best prices with the best service guaranteed, Wholesale Supply is your one-stop shop for everything plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. To find a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more. Helping build communities in the Southeast for over 80 years is just what we do.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home of Walker Valley football, supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. And I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris, and you are listening to the Southland Finance Halftime Show, located on Peerless Road at 25th in front of Ace Hardware, www.southlandfinance.net. So, Coach, we're here in the Bradley Medical Center broadcast booth, and it's been a great first half for the Walker Valley Mustangs as they lead at 28-0. Oh, hold on a second, Coach. I got you muted. All right, go ahead. Talk for me.
You didn't want to hear me talk anymore. Okay.
There you go.
No, it was a great half of football. We had some turbulence there where we were swapping turnovers with Ooltewah, but we believed the whole time, and so did the coaching staff and the team, that they would get back in the groove, and they came with a real diverse attack, very balanced. They're playing this game with their, Roman Yulo being guarded by their best defender from Ooltewah. They're sort of playing this game of how they attack that. As Zeke Garrison, is he just named the
he was named homecoming king,
and nobody more deserving. Zeke would be dressed in football gear, barring injury right now. A kid who is no stranger to that and has had to overcome some adversity in his high school career. And I'm sorry to totally stop talking about football, but Zeke deserves my time. And I'm proud for him to receive the honors of being the homecoming king.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's...
And they just announced his girlfriend, Malia Woods, who is also very deserving as the homecoming queen at Walker Valley High School. And so deserving. not two better kids walking around the planet, man. So proud for those two to receive this honor in front of their family and friends.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think it's perfectly appropriate to talk about it, especially since it's our buddy Zeke. You know, Zeke went down with an ugly injury, unfortunately. You know, he laid the blow. I remember watching it live and saying, man, Zeke just absolutely ran over that guy. But then you saw at first what you thought was a, popped out shoulder or something that turned into being something that is pretty much season ending for him. But to watch him on the sideline and to find out that he's the one leading prayer and praying for his teammates to go out there on the field and take care of business and to protect them for the rest of the night, there's not a better young man. And then the girl standing next to him, I get the pleasure of calling the basketball games over the PA, and you just watch her hustle. And I don't know much about her as a girl, but when you look at an athlete and you see how they carry themselves on and off the court, she just handles her business super, super well, always has a great attitude, is super coachable. So great two people to be representing Walker Valley here for homecoming king and queen.
Yeah, I mean, they make movies about kids like these kids, man. They're just a great pair. They're a great representation of what a high school kid in America can be. I've got a friend that don't know Zeke from Adam, and he met Zeke at a chamber leadership kind of talk thing at the school board. And he came to me and he was like, man, I just met the future mayor. And I said, who are you talking about? And he said, his name's Zeke Garrison. And I said, well, you may be right, but mayor may be too small of a dream for Zeke. He's a great dude. And Malia is a great girl. I get the pleasure of coaching her in basketball, and she just again, you couldn't ask for two better kids.
Yeah, if you ever have a conversation with Zeke, he's just so easy to talk to. Sometimes kids talking to adults, even whether it's a past student or not, they kind of have a hard time holding a conversation. But Zeke could sit down at a table with you and talk for hours. He has something that draws you in for sure. So proud of him, proud of Miss Woods as well. And we'll move back into our broadcast here. 2:22. I assume that they're probably going to add a little bit more time here on the clock for teams to warm up. But Coach, kind of talk about the first half. What you saw, some good things. What were some of the bad? What can we improve on in the second half?
Well, obviously, we want to protect the ball a little more. There was some, and I've already alluded to it before. I didn't see any careless mistakes happen. I saw some hustle mistakes happen, and it's not that those are okay, but they're a little more okay than careless mistakes. Like you're not meeting your responsibilities and you turn the ball over. It's different than, hey, I'm really trying to make a play and something happens and I turn the ball over. But they rebounded really well, and we see it we see it show up on the scoreboard. It's 28-0 at the half. And it's been all Walker Valley, aside from the turnover battle. It's been all Walker Valley. But Ooltewah, you flip over to the other side, and you have Ooltewah comes out in a spread offense, and we've seen everything from a balanced approach where they're 2x2, all the way to a 3x1 stack where they're literally below the numbers. That's how wide they are. So, and what you don't realize about that, or what some people don't realize about that, is when they see the Josh Heupel offense at Tennessee, and we're spreading the defense out by putting people way below the numbers. But you got to have the arm talent to get it out there. I mean, that's a long throw when you do that, especially if you're not in the center of the field. So, but we've saw that from them. And we've also saw some sort of morphed wishbone formation with a 32 personnel. I don't even know how to say it because that was dead and gone by the time I even started playing football or coaching football.
Yeah.
And we saw an I formation from them. We've saw them come out in the pistol. And here's what I allude to. It's the old adage: a man who chases two rabbits catches none.
Yeah.
What is your identity? I would love to see them lock into something that they're good at, that they can sort of call their bread and butter, and see if they can get it moving. If I could whisper in a coach's ear or in somebody's ear who's making those decisions, it would be like, lock yourself into one style of offense or one formation and become diverse within that set.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's something that Coach Akins does well. Is you obviously know what their identity is running the football. They want to pound it. They want to lean on a defense, but they also go back to plays that they run frequently, like that flood concept that we saw there, right there at the end of the second half. They're good at something, and then they have. Coach Akins calls it his menu. Sometimes we go for pasta. Sometimes we go for, the American style, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
But the identity is based in, he's the Cheesecake Factory. Let's serve out different types of food.
Yeah, and you have that menu, which can be very broad, but Walker Valley does a good job of, from year to year, it's different. The breadth of that, how wide we can go with that. And from week to week, it's different, depending on who you're playing, what kind of defense they're lining up against you. But they're really good at finding what they're good at, their bread and butter, and sticking with it. And we've seen them, in the past few years, we've seen them switch from, like the Ryan Lee teams and the Tuck Oak teams. Those are power teams. We're running power only. There's no zone being ran out of that offense. To then you get toward the Evan Schwartzel years with Tucker Ormy and those guys, they start running some zone when the McCooch brothers show up. But as far as I can see and as far as I can tell, they're back to running power and attacking with this Javen Hall, Spencer McCooch backfield. And I really like that. I like that they're saying, hey, we have the ability and we have the coaching staff to coach up a college level team and be able to run zone and power, but we like that we're good at power, and we're going to become really good at power.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely is something that you see them do week in, week out. That's where their identity is based. While we've got a second, let's go back over stats one more time. Those halftime stats brought to you by Waste Connections, wasteconnections.com. Walker Valley, 5 penalties for 35 yards. Ooltewah, 4 passes, 4 of 8, passing for 19 yards. They have 13 rushes for 13 yards. Nunez with 1 interception. Beard, 7 tackles. Yulo, 3 receptions for 46 yards. Hudson McCooch with 1 reception for 44 yards and a touchdown. And something I want to touch on here, when you're winning a game 28-0 and Roman Yulo really hasn't been a factor, you have some confidence in your team that you're able to go out there and handle business. You definitely see some guys that are able, like Javen Hall, over 100 yards, taking over a game. Spencer McCooch having a good game as well.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of an 11-man game is sometimes you're the guy and sometimes you're the guy in other ways that don't show up as much on a stat sheet, but to the eyes that know, you can look at the Ooltewah defense and tell how much attention Roman Yulo has drawn over the night, and that opens people up. That creates opportunities all over the field for his teammates.
Absolutely. So to wrap up the stats, Hall 10 rushes for 100 yards, reaches 100 yards on the season, I think for the 3rd time. So 3 out of 4 games, he's over 100. Spencer, 8 rushes for 64. With that, that's the end of our Waste Connections, wasteconnection.com stats. We want to thank Papa John's for providing pizza for our board ops back at the station. Papa John's is hiring. Apply at pjunited.info. But guys, we have the best board ops in the business. They handle our biz. They make sure they cut my mic off so that you don't have to hear me ramble on during the breaks. But man, we're so thankful for those guys back there. Thank you for what you do. And Mix 104.1 and our broadcasting family really has the best of the best handling the business. So we appreciate you guys. But that's going to bring us to the end of the half. We're going to start the 3rd quarter. So that's the end of your Solution Finance halftime show. So Walker Valley will be kicking off here. Ooltewah will have the ball to start the second half. Coach, while we've got a second, the Walker Valley PA announcer announced the Ray County score 17-10. You heard some Walker Valley fans cheering that Cleveland was behind, but honestly, they need to be worried that Ray County is going to give us a run for our money next week. Ball's taken at the 15. It's to the 20, and he's tackled out of bounds. But that Ray County team definitely has something brewing up there across the river.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think week 1 everybody was fooled because Saudi Daisy's been weak. And they put 49 on Ray County, okay? But, you look at the same scoreboard and you'll see that Ray County scored 42, and into week 4, week 5, now you see that Saudi Daisy's figured some things out. Saudi Daisy's a pretty solid football program right now.
Yeah, so definitely, and the reason we bring that up is we are at Ray County next week. So again, region play starting, and we're handling business tonight, but got a big one on the road next week. Ball snap going to be handed off up the middle. Does a good job, gets about 4 or 5 on the play, so one of their better runs on the night.
Yeah, it's a good hard run, and I've decided, I have no help to decide this, but I've decided that number 6 is Javante Doyle. So Lord help me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry for his family and him, but he's listed as a middle linebacker. He's a junior. He's a big body, and he plays really hard on a team that's just swimming and trying to figure some things out. He seems to be a really dependable player for them.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Coach. TJ Taylor, who's also listed is 5'10", 165. That boy doesn't look 165.
Yeah, that's how I made the decision. That's probably who that is.
So they try to get the ball out wide. It's going to be incomplete, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Ooltewah Owls.
Let me tell you this. We're talking about Ray County. I was close to the program when Drew Akins was brought in, and I was in Drew's office in those meetings when we hired Taylor Harvey here. And the first thing that drew our eyes to Taylor Harvey was that, the year prior, Drew Akins had this big high-powered offense at Red Bank, and Taylor brings a bunch of country boys from Sequatchie County over, and it's same as shuts it down.
Yeah. Ball snapped. He's going to scroll out wide. Sees the receiver caught at the 30-yard line. This is going to be enough for a first down. He gets all the way down to the 34-yard line. So best pass of the night for the Owls.
Yeah, they're back to a sort of the first 10 play script, and they're trying to get the ball in the hands of Griffin Patterson. He's just a sophomore for them, but he's a promising athlete. He's big body, 6'2", 180 pounds, and he picks up a couple hard yards there. But now Taylor Harvey's at Ray County, and he's got a group of country boys. He says it's the strongest team he's ever been associated with in the weight room. So the further they go into the season, the more of a problem they'll become defensively, is for sure.
Absolutely. So Ooltewah in the shotgun, ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff off tackle, makes the first guy miss, second guy miss, still on his feet, but then wrapped down after about a 5-yard gain. We'll wrap it up on the Ray County conversation right here, but I'll be honest, a little placemanship. I might have that clip of him saying that. I don't know if that was something he told you personally, or
I read it in the paper. I read it in a newspaper.
I'd put that clip up in the weight room this week.
Yeah, for sure.
And let your boys see it. Flow Show got a challenge next week up at Ray County. But your score here, 28-0. Walker Valley leads Ooltewah. Ooltewah kind of getting some things put together. They've got a 2nd and 5 here. This is their best drive of the night so far. Ball's going to be snapped. It's going to be a QB keeper. He looking for the deep route. He throws. He goes to the intermediate route, and it is caught. He's going to be tackled and thrown out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to throw him out at the 39.
Yeah, it's going to be Brock Smallin. He's the receiver I was talking about in the slot at the first of the game. They're looking to get him involved. They did have Griffin come open over the top. I don't know if they have the arm talent to make the throw that would have been needed there. But you can see them starting to sort of get in a groove offensively here. So you look for the Mustangs this is one of those moments when they do click a little bit. Go ahead and bend. Just keep everything in front of you and force everything inside. Get it to the ground.
Chick-fil-A, located on Key Street and Paul Huff. Download the Chick-fil-A app today. So Ooltewah back on the football. They're in the shotgun, twin set to both sides. They're going to bring a man in motion. Ball snapped, looking, screen pass. And again, the Walker Valley Mustangs do such a great job of identifying screen.
Yeah, I can see Troy Discavich's body language. He loves to sit on those screens. He even got a pick off of one earlier in the season, and I can see that, man, he wants that play back.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dylan Sharp did a good job of batting that ball down at the line of scrimmage, going nowhere for the Owls. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah. Voitech Center for Orthopedic Care. For all your orthopedic needs, Voitech.com. Dale's Heating and Air. Just call Dales.com.
So, Ooltewah back on the ball. They're going to go twins to the away, single receiver to the home. Ball snap. Scrolling out left. Do a great job of containing.
There's
he throws. Had a man open, but just overthrew the ball. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Owls.
Yeah, it's going to be Brock Smallin again, sneaking out. They're looking for ways to get him involved in the game. He's a pretty good size senior. So they're looking to lean on him in this second half.
Yeah, give some credit to Coach James Goose Manning. It's his 4th year at Ooltewah, doing a good job of coming out in the second half and kind of showing us some things that they did in the first half that didn't work, but we're able to capitalize down here. But then also some new plays that have had some success as they march down the field down to the 39-yard line. So ball snapped, looking, it's going to scroll out wide, throws.
That's going to be
incomplete. I'm kind of with you, Coach. It looked like our defender was there just a tad bit early, but he may have overthrown it a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a little overthrown. What we were worried about was Michael Wood just in his hustle, in his nature to make a play. He looked like he bumped the receiver a little early, but I believe it's probably an uncatchable ball either way.
So that's going to bring up 4th and 10, but no hesitation. The Owls are back on the football. Look for them to probably go hard count here, back over at the sideline, as they had success of getting us to jump off early on in the first quarter. But your score, Walker Valley 28, Ooltewah 0 with 8:48, 15 seconds left on the play clock. Owls in the shotgun, twins to both sides. Quarterback making some adjustments, pointing out some defenders looking like some pressure might come off the right side. He drops back, looking, throws. Nope. He takes it, tucks it, and run. And that's not going to be enough. So they are going to turn the ball over on downs. Walker Valley will take over at the 36-yard line.
Yeah. Kudos to the Ooltewah coaching staff. You come out of the half, you're down 28-0. Have they won a game this year?
No, they have not.
You haven't won a game this year. It would be easy to come out here in the second half and just look defeated, but they kind of put some things together on that drive. That's probably their best drive of the game, I would say. It doesn't work out for them in the end, but it's the second best field position that they've had defensively all night.
Yeah, absolutely. So Walker Valley comes out and trips. They're going to bring Roundtree in motion back to the Y-back. Ball snapped, handed off to Hall. And he's going to bust up the middle and carry a few Owl defenders with him for a gain of 8 on the play. Again, you talked about the identity of the Walker Valley Mustangs. They're right back into it in the first play on offense in the second half.
Yeah, you're 28-0. You're starting into region play. You know they're going to come out with Javen Hall. Now let's see Javen Hall cover the football, protect the football. Let's get this clock moving. And let's bring this awesome celebration to an end as quick as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Stum, shotgun, ball snapped, handed off up the middle. Hall going to be stopped right about the line to gain. It looks like he's going to fall forward, though, and it looks like, to me, it's going to be enough for a Bradley Concrete and Lamb Connery mix first down.
Yeah, the spot, there they go, moving the chains. So he does a good job in 2 runs of moving the sticks. And even if he don't move the sticks right there, he puts you in a really good third down position.
Yeah, Coach, I kind of see in this early second half, you let your first team offense come out, run the football. It's a region game. You got to make sure that you put your stamp on it. But once you do, I think you're going to start to see some Walker Valley Mustangs sub into this game. Ball snap.
I think so, too. There's a throw to Roman Ulo.
It's Roman. He's to the 10, to the 5. He is in 4-6. Touchdown, Roman Ulo.
So we talked all game about how athletic Albert Horn is and all the things that he means to Ooltewah football, but that's what, you get into the third quarter and you're playing that guy both ways, and that's the kind of things you see happen. Roman is uncapped the entire time, and Dozenstum makes a great deep throw to end this drive with a kick.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you see a beautiful touch on the ball by Junior Dosenstum, throwing to his preferred target, I would say, and number 6, Roman Ulo, who's having another big night here for the Mustangs. So the extra point snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. So your Walker Valley Mustangs lead 35-0 with 7:26 left in the third quarter. We're going to send it back to the station for a 1-minute break.
Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians from $22.17 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning day 1. Medical, dental, and vision insurance. Paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply at Duracell.com.
Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga is excited to announce the opening of their new Cleveland location at 680 Stewart Road. Our new location is combined with pediatric dentistry and orthodontics all under one roof. From routine dental cleanings to braces, we've got you covered. We can't wait to see you at our beautiful new office. Give us a call to get scheduled at 423-541-5500 or visit www.pdoc.com. Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics of Chattanooga, where success starts with a smile.
Solutions Finance of Tennessee, your hometown lender. Locally owned and operated. Loans for used cars, motorcycles, ATVs, home improvement, furniture and appliance purchases, and other worthwhile purpose. Solutions Finance. Keith Street, phone 339-6772.
Welcome back. The kick is up. It's a line drive down inside the 10. He's to the 15. He's going to try to take it out wide to the 20. Has a little bit of a hole. He's to the 30. Flushes it back inside. He's going to be tackled at the 35, but there is some dirty laundry on the field.
It looks like it's very likely to be a hold on. Yep, it's a hold on Ooltewah. You have a talented runner there, but sometimes they use their savvy to get a defender to peek outside, and then they cut it back in. Well, what you cause there is for your blocker to hold, and that's just what took place there. So that, unfortunate for them, it was a pretty good little return. We saw Coach Tyler Pope coming out of the sky box there, which is a pretty good signal that Walker Valley is likely to back off on some personnel and go with some depth on offense. So shout out to that guy. He's the offensive passing game coordinator. When you hear me allude earlier to the eyes in the sky, that's who I'm talking about. He's up there giving Coach Aikens guidance on what he's seeing from the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. He does a great job week in and week out finding some matchups in game. Ball snapped. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. They're going to push their way up for about a 4-yard gain. So, Coach, real quick, we appreciate our friends at the 24/7 Movement and also ATS The Bridge for helping us with our pregame setup tonight. Also, join the 24/7 Movement and make a difference. Keep drivers and passengers safe on our roads. In memory of Dustin and Brittany Dillard. Find out more at the 247movement.org. So just wanted to make sure we gave them their shout out tonight. A great movement to be a part of. So go check them out.
Yeah, it's great. They're really working hard for our community.
So Ooltewah in the shotgun, twin set to the away, single ball snap, looking, trying to go for the long ball, and he is going to be picked off by number 1, Spencer McCooch. He's to the 40. He's to the 35. He's to the 30. He's going to be tackled around the 24-yard line. I'm with you. Get down. There's multiple flags on the play.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but I'm wanting you to, hey, get it out of bounds, get on the ground. We really need you, son, and you've done a great job, but don't get hurt.
Yeah, we need you healthy, brother.
Yeah.
So that penalty is sponsored by L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your appliance needs and small enough to appreciate your business. So as we see what this penalty is, I'm going to assume that it's going to be on the Mustangs. So blocking the back on Walker Valley. Interception will stand. So Walker Valley, it looks like they're going to have some new people. Yeah, here we're going to get to see our good friend, John. I about said Spencer Jackson.
Lincoln, he looks a lot like Spencer now. Lincoln Jackson, that's right. He's going to play the single receiver to the boundary right now with 2 receivers to the field.
So it looks like Jacob Curley in at quarterback. Ball snapped. Going to be handed off up the middle. Going to be stopped around the line to gain. Let me make sure I got the number right there. 15 for the Mustangs.
Thank our sponsors.
Yep, that's Jacob Curley, number 15. And then number 26.
Gideon Hernandez.
Hernandez. So, going to get some fresh legs here and some good game time playing experience for these guys as their number will be called shortly. Ball snapped, handoff to Gideon. He's going to have a great gain on the play.
Wow.
It's going to be a gain of about 6. Great run, great hard run.
That man says they are not giving up by putting me in the game.
I love it. 4:34, Walker Valley leads 35-0. So, Coach, Let's get some Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard updates. East Hamilton leads 28-7 over East Ridge. McMinn Central 28, Sweetwater 0. Bradley 34 over Innovation Academy. Ball snapped, handed off left side. Gideon Hernandez. Hey, that boy's running with a purpose.
I'm telling you, you better not get in front of this kid. He is running like a man possessed.
So about a 9 to 10 yard gain on the play. That's going to be a Bradley Concrete and Lamb Ready Mix first down if this flag does not bring it back, which it looks like it's going to be a holding on the Mustang. So that run is kind of wiped out, but Gideon running downhill with a head full of steam.
I love it. He's keeping both hands on the football. He is protecting that ball, and he is running as hard as he can straight forward.
So Oak Ridge 31, McMinn County 0, Cleveland 17, Ray County 17 in the third quarter. That is your Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard update. So 3rd and 14 here for the Mustangs. Clock ticks, 3:20 left here in the third quarter. Ball snap, Curley scrolling, looking out wide, throws in and out of the hands of the wide receiver, a little high, intended for number 18 of the Mustangs. That's Nolan Miles. So that's going to bring on the Walker Valley punting unit. Correct me if I'm wrong, Coach. Is this the first time they're punting tonight?
I believe so. That's right.
So this is the first Cleveland Utilities power plant here for the Walker Valley Mustangs.
That's what you want from a bunch of young guys. Come out and play hard in the possession with a kick.
So, snap is ready. Kick is up. It's a high one. It's going to get all the way down inside the 20, bounce and take a good Walker Valley roll down all the way to about the 13-yard line where Ooltewah will take over. Crown Jeep and Ram headquarters in South Cleveland, Tennessee. I-75 at exit 20. Proud owner of a Jeep myself, so go visit our friends down at Crown. Got the doors off tonight, Coach. It's been kind of a hot one, so that breeze on the way home, listening to the Friday Night Blitz is going to be a nice little ride.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice. I kind of wish they would pause that Cleveland Ray County game right now so we could catch the end of it.
I'm with you. So Walker Valley does look like they've got some fresh players out here on the field. So we're going to get some guys some game time experience, which you love to see. Ball snap. Ooltewah hands it off. He's going to try to bounce it out wide, but he is met by a host of Walker Valley defenders. That's going to be a loss on the play.
Yeah, it appears to me that Ooltewah has answered the bench of the Mustangs by getting some younger players into the game, too. I'm not going to say they went wholesale second string, but there's some people in that I haven't seen. Of course, they also still have a few seniors left in the game. So we'll see how that rolls out here in a second.
So 2nd and 14, 1:20 clicking down on the clock. Walker Valley leads 35-0. Looking like they're going to open up with a win in the region, but this region is gearing up to be pretty competitive as Ray County's having a good night. McMinn playing a tough opponent. Ball snapped, handed off up the middle. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play, so that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this with the scores that we're seeing tonight, and this is about the time in the season when you kind of start figuring out who teams are. We're still a little bit early, but it's tough in high school football when you graduate kids every year and you change coaches here and there. It's hard to figure out who you're going to be through week 1, 2, 3. By the time you start getting into 4 and 5 and you get into region play, you kind of start figuring out who's going to be what. And this region is starting to look a little bit interesting.
Absolutely. So Ooltewah, the shotgun, Walker Valley going to bring pressure off the outside edge. Quarterback just has to throw it away. He felt the pressure from the Walker Valley defender, number 41 on the play. Let me try to get a number there.
It's going to be Cooper Godsey.
Cooper Godsey came with a head full of fire down there off the end, coming off of blitz off the outside. Great job there, kind of forcing the quarterback to get rid of it early. That has 19 seconds clicking down on the clock. Walker Valley leads 35-0. It looks like this may be the final play of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's been a really quick third quarter with both teams pretty well keeping it on the ground. They're going to let this go to quarter. Yes, they are.
So that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Coach Akins will have his annual fourth quarter meeting at the 50-yard line. We're going to send it back to the station for 1 minute. We'll be back in one.
This is Dr. Brian Beard with the Center for Cosmetic Dentistry. I'm here with my daughter and dental hygienist, Blakely Biller. Blakely, what do you enjoy most about your job as a dental hygienist?
To me, it's more than just dental cleaning. I love getting to meet new people and building friendships for years and years to come.
Give us a call at 476-6541 and schedule your cleaning with us.
Thank you for choosing Whirlpool, where we are committed to being the best global kitchen and laundry company in constant pursuit of improving life at home. For more information on Whirlpool, please visit whirlpool.com.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football. Supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by my good friend Matt Paris. Ooltewah punting here for Cleveland Utilities power punt. Snap is up, kick is up. It's a line drive. Going to take a bounce and kind of die around the 47-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to go out at the Ooltewah 47, giving again pretty good field position for the Mustangs. Hey, let me bring up something while we're kind of in a pause for you, Coach, and for our listeners, and I want to get your input on it. We mentioned before the game, we got two communities here that are sort of walking with a limp tonight with the tragic loss of Mr. Ken Wallace, who's been so important to the Walker Valley football program and just to the Cleveland community in general for years and years. And then Ooltewah, they lose one of the most precious things that we protect in a teenager's life. And we have, is that Gideon Hernandez?
Gideon Hernandez powering
dragging
through.
the whole Ooltewah defense.
He's going to have an 11-yard gain on the play. That's going to be a Bradley Concrete and Lamb Conner makes first down. Go ahead, Coach.
But, look out across through here and look at the Ooltewah. They traveled well, man. Their team has carried themselves well for a team that's struggling this year and struggling to put some things together. And for a team that's struggling with the loss of a loved one, I'm just proud of the way that they've came here and been a visitor to Walker Valley and the way they've carried themselves. And I just wanted to give that shout out to maybe, Ooltewah, they're neighbors of ours. Maybe some people are listening from there. And I just want to let you listeners know that Ooltewah is representing your community very well in a really tough week.
Absolutely. Ball snapped, handed off to Gideon Hernandez, tripped up at the line, or that could have gone for a while.
He was still running when he hit the ground.
He was. Ball's going to be marked at the 30-yard line. But to add to that point, Coach, Ooltewah, your school, your community is in our thoughts and prayers. Like Mr. Paris said, it's the hardest thing to have to cope with and to deal with, and you should be proud of the boys' efforts tonight. So Gideon Hernandez is going to take another one up the middle. That's going to be enough for Bradley Concrete and Lamb Conner. He makes first down at the 25-yard line.
I can't help but get tickled at the way this kid is running. You can see the aggression from here. He's the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, dude. And I'll be honest, even running off the field right here, he's running with a little spunk in his step.
That's right.
It looks like they're going to bring in number 30 for the Mustangs. Diocampo? Isaac Diocampo?
Diocampo. I hope we're saying that right.
If we're not, we apologize.
If we're not, it's because of Andy Morris, printed these rosters. So I'm going to put that on him.
Yeah, really any mistake that we made tonight is it's Andy Morris's fault. So
he told us to say it that way. So
yeah, absolutely. So just send your complaints to Andy Morris and kind of bug him during the Morgan Wallen performance. But they're going to call a timeout. Ooltewah is going to call their first time out of the house. We're going to send it back to the station for 30 seconds. We'll be back in 30.
Hello, I'm Brian Poole with Poole Funeral Home and Cremation Services of Cleveland. We do own and operate our own crematory facility. So once your loved one comes into our care, they never leave our care until we give the loved one back to your family. Something that people ask all the time is, where's our loved one going? They're going to stay in our care the whole time. That's comforting for families to know that they'll never leave our care until we deliver them back to the family. Let our family serve your family. You can reach us at www.pfhcleveland.com.
WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football all season long, sponsored by our good friends at Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. Jacob Curley in at quarterback, ball snapped. He's going to throw and incomplete, intended for his wide receiver in the end zone. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, trying to get Caleb Ayers involved in the game right now. Ooltewah does a pretty good job of defending him there.
Yeah, Caleb's a good athlete, and I venture to say will have a pretty successful career here on Friday nights. He's a great basketball player as well.
They better put somebody over the top of him.
I'm with you. Ball snap, handed off.
Oh, man.
To number 30. He's going to get about a yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 9. Coach, let's do a Billy Haney Meat Company scoreboard update. Bradley, 48. Innovation Academy 0. So Bradley kind of having a get-right game tonight, able to figure some things out. Walker Valley, of course, leads 35-0. Cleveland over Ray County, 24-17. Do you know where they're playing that one, Coach?
I do not.
Ball snap. Curley looks to throw.
I didn't see their lights.
He throws, and that one is going to be sailed a little bit out of bounds. So that's going to bring up 4th down. We'll see what Coach Akins decides to do. Personally, I don't think you're running the score up by doing this. I just want to see the kicker take a shot. Like get some confidence. If not, get
scrimmage rep, practice rep.
Get a practice rep here, kicking the football. But it looks like Coach Akins is going to go for it 4th and 9, not looking to run up the score on his good buddy Goose, one of his former players. So ball snap. Curley looks, throws. It's going to be complete around the 15-yard line, and that's going to be a 1st down.
Is that Mason Alexander that's Lincoln Jackson.
Hey, fan.
Lincoln Jackson again.
So that's Lincoln Jackson running that route that we talked about with Zeke Garrison and Roman Yulo earlier.
The flood concept. And what we mean by that is they're going to try to get the quarterback out wide scrolling, and then he's looking low to high. He's looking at his first route, which is normally like about a 5-yard dump, and an intermediate route that's about 10 to 15 yards downfield, and then a deep shot. So it kind of makes you decide who you want to try to cover there.
Yeah, you just overload them, put stress on them. Hey, shout out to Coach Will Campbell, who's listening to us tonight, and the Campbell Show. Head basketball coach for the boys at Walker Valley, and he decided to raise up his own basketball team in the world.
Hey, so that's hilarious. Get the pleasure of calling his games, and I come up here on Tuesday to do the coaches show and to watch his boys just scrimmage up and down. Man, they've got a young group, but a very athletic, very quick, exciting group. So we're excited for some basketball season. Not to put any pressure on you, Coach, but if you don't go 30-0, it's a problem.
Hey, that's a big deal. I am getting word now that the Cleveland game is at Cleveland. Shout out to my wife, Valerie, for letting me know.
Okay, awesome. So it looks like we're going to have a Cleveland Utilities power punt. Snap is ready. It's up. Kick is up. And it is going to be taken, and he's going to fall on it. Very dangerous take right there. So if you're wondering why we were punting, there was a penalty on the play prior while we were talking. The yardage was good enough for a 1st down, but it was brought back, and Coach Akins decided to punt. So ball is going to be inside the 20-yard line, marked at the 15.
Yeah, the deep man for Ooltewah decides to attempt that catch at about the 12-yard line with Walker Valley all over him, and it hits his hands, goes straight through, hits the ground, but he's able to recover it, and number 19, Miles Hawk, is there to just eat his lunch. So all is well, but it was a really dangerous look for the Ooltewah Owls.
So Walker Valley defense back out in the field. Ooltewah snaps. It's going to be a handoff, hit early in the backfield, but did a good job kind of sliding past a few defenders and is able to get a gain of about 1 or 2. But, the Ooltewah offense has to be frustrated with a 230-man army behind them playing loudly in their ears.
Yeah, we're 35-0 with 5:15 left. We've got second string in the game, and Tanner Hunt has that band shaking the rafters back there.
you'll probably be able to hear it because I'm going to have to start talking louder. And I'm probably no less than 80 to 100 yards away from that group. So always impressive. Always love to give a shout out to the good members of the band, Tanner Hunt, Joey Archer, that whole group, but just the students as well, because they bring such an element to Friday night that is really unmeasurable. So here we go. Ball snap. It's going to be a handoff. First guy misses. He keeps his feet churning. He's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Hey, shout out to the Walker Valley alumni color guard, I believe that is. There's like some 30-year-olds that have been dancing for 4 quarters. They won't be able to move tomorrow.
I know if I were doing that, I would not be able to move a muscle. So we're going to take an injury timeout here on the field. Ooltewah player looks like probably dealing with a cramp. We are going to send it back to the station for 1 minute.
Attention, business owners and managers. Bring your team for team building to Leisure Time Bowling. Leisure Time Bowling offers your company or organization the chance to have fun together with bowling, great food, and a private meeting space. Research shows that team building leads to greater business success. Call Leisure Time Bowling to make your reservation at 728-2988. That's 728-2988 or ltbowling.com.
Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care treats all orthopedic injuries, including neck and back pain. At Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care, insurance isn't a worry because they accept all insurances and can even get same-day appointments or even walk-ins. Digital x-rays are even on site. Voitic Center is also a certified concussion care specialist. Contact Dr. Voitic and his staff at 479-3600 for your appointment today.
We are back at WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football. Supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. Looks like Ooltewah is going to try to run the football. No gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and 9.
Yeah, it's actually going to be a little bit of a loss, I believe, as the Ooltewah running back tries to get the edge, just doesn't get it done. The young guys on the Walker Valley defense keep good leverage there and get him to the ground.
So again, Tanner Hunt and the Walker Valley Army back there blowing it and really kind of forcing the hand of Ooltewah to decide to punt here. But 3:37 clicks out on the clock, opening up region play, Coach. A dominating win for the Walker Valley Mustangs. Looks like as long as nothing crazy happens here, looks like the boys have earned themselves a wing party too. So tell Coach Akins to break the pocketbook out.
Yeah, he's going to have to get those wings. I wonder if we can sneak in there and get an interview, if we could time that just right to get in there and interview him during
So he always calls me the defensive guy because I go over defense on the coach's show.
Yeah.
And yet he says he invites me, but then he never shoots me a text of when they're actually doing these wing parties. I found out under investigation, though, they happen on Thursdays. So I'm going to have to figure out a reason to be up here on Thursday, and I'm just going to walk my happy self up into there and say, Coach, I've had an outstanding invitation to this. I hope you got some wings left.
Yeah, I can remember when we first started doing those here, and Jeffrey Brown, that has been so faithful to Walker Valley. He said something in passing and joking about that. So we started inviting him to wing parties, and he would come and just hang out with the guys, man, and love on our boys. And so shout out to Jeffrey, who's just sitting down the way from us running the scoreboard as he so faithfully has done since he graduated high school.
Don't worry, I'm going to bring up that as a point to Coach Akins to say, I heard Jeffrey was invited. I'm still waiting for mine. Kick is up. It looks like it's going to be off the side of the foot, but takes a good roll. What was going to be probably about a 5 to 10 yard punt ends up being about a 35-yard punt down the field, taken at the 45.
Yeah, so pretty consistent field position battle throughout the game, and Walker Valley does a good job of winning that battle as they seem to start in Ooltewah territory just nearly every possession around the 45-yard line.
So, clock is running, 3:03 left. Walker Valley leads 35-0. Curley in at quarterback. Ball snap, handed off.
Oh my gosh.
That looks like Gideon. Not Gideon.
Yes, Gideon Hernandez.
Gideon Hernandez.
Yeah.
So that was actually Scarborough. We've got another quarterback, a freshman in, James Scarborough, quarterback, getting some reps. So good to see the young guys filtering in and getting their turn. But, hey, man, Gideon's got a little jump to him.
He's different, man. He has some oomph about him.
So, ball snap, handed off to Hernandez again. Arm tackle and lays the lumber to the Ooltewah defender. Man, and I'll be honest with you, this is how I felt about Javen Hall last year. When Javen Hall would get to come in these late game scenarios, you could see it coming. But then I came back and Javen Hall had grown about 4 inches and put on about 20, 30 pounds of muscle. So maybe, hey, let's get Gideon in there, have some wing parties, but also do some reps on the bar and add some weight to him.
Yeah, so Gideon attacks from the left tackle again, second time in a row, and he meets the safety and does his best Earl Campbell impression and just floors a kid.
Ball step, good, step aside, and he does it again and follows his blockers, and it looks like he's going to have a gain of 10, and he's still going. That Walker Valley offensive line is pushing him. So what was going to be a gain of 8 turns into a gain of 14, and that's going to be a Bradley Concrete Lamcon Ready Mix first down all the way to the 15. But there is a flag on the play, sponsored by L&B Appliance.
He is all gas, no brakes, I'm telling you. And what age level is he? He is a junior. Is that right?
Mustang fans.
Gideon Hernandez Jr., running back, linebacker.
For some reason, I was thinking he's younger than
both on the D line and the O line.
Either way, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, we'll have back for another year next year.
Sure.
So there was a penalty, it looks like, at the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up second. Is it second and 20 or first and 20? I want to say it's first and
second. Well, as of right this second, they have 2 on the placard, but the head ref is changing it. It is first and 20.
So 35 seconds. This looks to be the last play of the game for the Walker Valley Mustangs as they lead 35-0. It's going to be a handoff off the right side. Does a good job. Gets a gain of about 7 on the play, maybe 6. But that should bring us to an end, Coach. A dominating win over the Ooltewah Owls as we open up region play. So Walker Valley will move to 5-1 on the season and 1-0 in region play.
Yeah, that's sophomore running back Montez Bowman with the last carry of the game. I always want to make sure that those young guys get the opportunity that maybe they get to hear their name or their mom and dad. Somebody gets to hear their name on the radio and how proud we are of them for being on the field at Walker Valley.
Absolutely. So we are going to head to our post-game show. Let these guys shake hands. Coach have his meeting and his interviews. We'll go over some stats for the game and get Coach Akins up here for his interview, and then we'll send you to the Blitz. But until then, let's take a 3-minute break. We'll go over some stats and try to get Coach Akins up here for his interview. So we'll be back in 3.
L&B Appliance is your one-stop appliance shop, locally owned and operated, serving this area for over 30 years. They offer sales and service. L&B Appliance, located on Durkee Road at Highway 64 in Cleveland, 423-339-3231. L&B Appliance, large enough to meet all your home appliance needs, small enough to appreciate your business.
Imagine this, handheld pizza puffs filled with mozzarella cheese and pizza sauce, topped with buttery garlic drizzle, with either 3 herbs or pepperonis. Well, it's a reality. Little Caesar's Crazy Puffs. Pick them up at 3 locations, Paul Hupp, Peace Street, or McGrady Drive, or order online.
Since 1993, Check Into Cash has offered cash solutions to our customers. The application process is simple, and the lending decisions are quick. If you've been approved, you can leave our store with cash in hand. Our loan options are built to handle life's small emergencies. We offer reliable payday loans and line of credit options. Visit our website at checkintocash.com to learn more about your options, and when you're ready, drop by our conveniently located stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens, to apply. We also offer various in-store financial services like check cashing, money orders, wire transfers, and even gift card buyback. Take the first step toward a bright financial future. We're here to help and aim to be your one-stop money shop. Not all consumers will qualify. Eligibility, rates, terms, and conditions apply. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply to store services. Please call or visit your local store for details.
Do you have too much stuff? Most of us do. It's time to call All Safe Storage. All Safe Storage has 5 locations serving Cleveland and Bradley County. Founded by Ed Brown over 35 years ago. Get your first month free at All Safe Storage. Call 479-6377. First month free, 479-6377 or allsafetn.com.
Imagine a truck that doesn't just own the road, it dominates it. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. And our new GMC Sierra is elevating every moment of that journey for me. It's not just a truck. It's a lifestyle. Don Ledford didn't just sell me a truck. They saw the lifestyle I wanted and they found me that truck.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football. Supplied all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason, joined by Matt Paris. Your score, Walker Valley 35, Ooltewah 0. The Ooltewah Owls came in here on homecoming and gave up a pretty good fight there in the first quarter, but then it's kind of been all Mustangs from there.
Yeah, I mean, they did. It appeared they put up a good fight. The jury's still out on whether, I'd say we probably shot ourselves in the foot a lot more than they just played well. No offense. I don't mean that ugly. Because I think when you look back on things, essentially Walker Valley dominates this game in every facet. I'd say they're probably about even on turnovers. Walker Valley's just able to capitalize on some of those turnovers. I think we only saw one possession for Walker Valley end with a punt. Well, up until your young guys are in the game.
In the guard.
That's right. So Walker Valley's offense efficient. Their defense, very good. Dominate the game. Earn themselves another shutout and a wing party, and create an opportunity to move past tonight, to celebrate homecoming, and to get to work and get their eyes forward after, taking the night to enjoy their win and getting their eyes forward to more reason play next week.
Absolutely. So let's go over to our post-game stats. I'll start reading these off, but the post-game stats are sponsored by Waste Connections, wasteconnections.com. So Ooltewah, 22 rushes for 30 yards. So Walker Valley did a great job of containing them. 6 of 16 passing for 59 yards. Spencer had an interception. Spencer McCooch. Nunez had an interception. Shantz had 3 tackles. Beard had 7. Hall, 2 receptions for 24 yards. Spencer, 1 reception for 13 yards. Hudson, 1 reception, 44 yards and a touchdown. Roman Yulo, 4 receptions, 100 yard and 1 touchdown. Stumps, 10 of 16 passing, 187 yards and 3 TDs. Maybe 2 TDs. We'll get back to that. Your boy Hernandez, 8 rushes for 45 yards. Spencer, 8 rushes for 64 yards and a touchdown. Hall, 12 rushes, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, just a dominating night. Walker Valley kind of being able to impose their will and do what they need to do. Got a good friend up here with us, Mr. Daniel Denton. Buddy, how you doing? Yeah, just say what's up, man. Yeah, we're on the post-game show. Hey, this is a dominating win. What are your immediate thoughts about the game?
Immediate thoughts, I saw a lot of good offense. I know that. I also remember when Eli played them for the first time in a long time, and they beat them. And, Ooltewah can be a really good team, but, in the end, Walker was just a better team.
Yeah, since you're here, I want to talk about last week. Walker Valley kind of getting the monkey off their back and beating Bradley for the second time in school history, but something that we talked about.
Coach Akins is embracing with former player Daniel Denton as he enters the booth.
So just real quick, we'll ask you one more question, then we'll let Coach Akins hop on here. But just kind of talk about, what you thought about that game. And we talked about so much about how you guys laid the foundation for that to even take place. I know we got so close so many times, but without what you guys did, we wouldn't have been able to accomplish what we accomplished on Friday night. Kind of talk about what you thought about last Friday.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been in the books for a long time that Walker was just going to come back and beat Bradley. And I knew it was going to happen eventually, and it just took the right team, the right day, and they did it last week. And I think as far as laying the foundation, I think the class of 2020 and 2021 and 2019, I believe those were the teams that really set the standard for Walker Valley football. And I think every team since then has just held that standard, and you keep holding that standard high, you're going to beat better teams.
Well, absolutely. Well, dude, thank you for joining us. We love you. Good to see you again. Come see us and say what's up.
Walker Valley great, Daniel Denton right there.
One of the first kids I ever had the pleasure of coaching, and then got to watch him step on as a coach as well. So love to see you up here, man.
Yeah.
So, hey, we're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll be back with Coach Akins for the post-game interview.
Looking to furnish your home office? Look no further than Joe Rogers Office Supply. They have a great selection of office furnishings to complement your home. From desk to seating and filing solutions, Joe Rogers Office Supply can be your source to complete your home workspace. With furnishings from DMI, Eurotech, Han, and ISR Performance, they can design a workspace that can be uniquely yours and increase your efficiency for years to come. For the best in setting up your office, see Joe Rogers Office Supply, 156 Central Avenue in historic downtown Cleveland.
The Billy Haney Meat Company has been serving this community for 56 years, locally owned and operated and open to the public. Feel free to call or just walk in to get all of your bulk food needs with no membership required. Keep your chest freezer stocked with frozen and fresh hamburger patties and frozen chicken of all types. The Billy Haney Meat Company literally has it all. Those square pizzas we all loved in school, they have those too. And they keep a large supply of your favorite candy and chips. Call the Billy Haney Meat Company at 336-2468 or visit them at 2154 Old Charleston Road.
Welcome back to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley sports all season long, sponsored by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason here with my good friend Matt Paris and Coach Akins. Coach, what a way to start off region play. A dominant win, 35-0 over the Ooltewah Owls.
Yeah, we talked all week, and I kind of talked on the coach's show. We, play to a standard. Don't play against an opponent. And I've kind of heard that all weekend last weekend. You see all these FCS schools and smaller a group of 5 schools playing these SEC schools, and they're not even playing the same game, right? The SEC schools are playing a totally different game just because NIL is so different. But you saw some of the quotes afterwards, and the one that kind of stuck with me was the Josh Heupel quote that just said, hey, man, the opponent is faceless. The opponent is nameless. We got to go play to a standard and our standard of play. And we kind of just said that throughout the week. I thought our defense did that. I thought our defense really played to the standard throughout the game. Offensively, we had that lull right there in the first half where we turned the ball, our first quarter into the first quarter, we turned the ball over twice. And that was frustrating just because all it was us not playing to our standard. So we got over here and obviously dominated the second quarter, and really finished the game strong there. I love seeing our young guys in and carrying on that standard throughout the end, and our young defense getting a 0. Like, those things matter. So really proud of our guys to be able to get in at the end of the ball game. Threw the ball some with our young guys, and that was cool to see. I told Coach Pope, hey, they just run normal offense. I know the score is what it is, but we're going to run normal offense. So it was nice to see Curley make some throws. But really, what I like seeing was Gideon Hernandez. Like, Gideon works his tail off, and to see Gideon get in and be able to make some of those runs was really proud of him and happy for him to get that payoff.
Yeah, listen, I not to take away from Javen or Roman or Spencer or Hudson or any of those guys, but I was enamored with Gideon Hernandez when he gets in at the end of the game. I couldn't help but get tickled because he is a man on fire.
Yeah, dude, just his feet moving. He's running with great pad level.
Absolutely. He covers the ball.
He comes to work every day. I'll tell you what he's done. He goes in and works our defense every day. And when you look at our D-line, and that kid has to run scout team running back against Troy Discavich and Jack Shawns, and you learn through that, through playing those guys and running scout team, that you better lower your pad level and you better keep your feet running, because if you don't, you're going to get hurt during practice. So it was really cool to see that pay off and really punish some kids at the end of runs. It was cool to see.
Yeah, I talk about that to people all the time. You always end up with a guy in your program that's getting older and he's played scout team running back, and
Listen,
he will.
and you'll know this. Mark Rogers.
He's Mark Rogers. Yeah,
he's Mark Rogers 2.0.
He'll knock
right?
your face off.
Absolutely. And you see Mark as a senior, athletically probably not as just gifted, God gifted. But Mark Rogers gets on the field for us, and Gideon reminds me so much of him. The work ethic and the willingness to go do whatever it takes to help the team.
Yeah.
I was happy to see it get paid off.
For sure. The Mark Rogers, the Cameron Davises, those are the guys that come to mind who have just been pummeled by your first defense for 2 years, and it just
get out there
creates
and it's easier. Like,
it creates something in them. Hey,
Hey, and has that success.
Yeah, hey, congratulations on the game, and I completely understand talking about playing to a standard your opponent's face. That's good things to hear from someone like me who is just looking upon you on your program and really love the progress that it's making. Can I draw your attention real quick and let you speak for just a second on these two communities coming together tonight? Both of us walking with a limp this week due to some losses. Can you speak to that for just a second? Has any of that been not a distraction, but how do you handle that moving through the week?
Yeah, we made our guys aware yesterday, kind of the things that had happened. With the wrestler from Ooltewah that lost his life yesterday, and just used it as an opportunity to tell our kids, like, I know you think you're invincible, and I know you think this only happens. This doesn't happen to anybody else. This isn't going to happen to me. But using that to really make sure our kids understand, like, you have got to understand the danger every time you get in these cars. And I was really, loved on Goose before the game. And, it's a hard thing as a coach. They've lost two people, in their school, two young people in their school, both of which, from what I understand, are just great kids that had a group of kids that loved them and loved spending time with them. Was happy that we could honor that. And obviously on our side, Ken Wallace, our guys didn't know them personally,
sure,
but they knew him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's been here. He's been here every single game that I've been here and further back. And I made the joke this week. You'll think this is funny, but Ken drove me to my first game as a head coach, right?
Because
you left me. So, Ken has been such a staple in this program, and the fact that our kids didn't know him personally, but they knew who he was. When I described him and I said, hey, what the situation was, that tells you how he didn't care that his name was known. They didn't care. He had, in every post you see about him, is servant heart and servant. He served people. He served Walker Valley football. He served First Baptist Church. He served his family. He served his community. And what a great legacy to leave behind. And again, just use that with our kids to say, hey, it's not about you. It's not about yourself. And then Ken Wallace, one of the most selfish people that's ever been around, period. And to see, to have that example to our kids was really special. So glad to honor those two. Obviously, those two families are still hurting. We hurt for them and we hurt with them. And we put our arms around both communities and was thankful to take those 2 moments of silence just to pay our respects for both families.
Yeah, I think that was really well said, Coach. Like you said, it's feels like everybody's walking with a limp tonight, but a great way to honor them as Ooltewah traveled so well. Brought their fans, put up a hard battle. I know the scoreboard doesn't reflect, but they, fought really hard, and then you guys as well coming out and putting a great product on the field. I think that honors both situations really well.
When you talk about the heavy heart that you play with, these kids. When I talked to Goose in pregame, he said, a lot of our kids are hurting.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I hate that we have to go play this game.
Sure.
And he said, no, our kids need to play this game.
That's right.
This is how you pay our respects. And, that's such a great message to the kids that, hey man, like, you pay your respects through the way you live your life after, the people you love are gone. And that's a great message. And listen, I love Goose. It's a hard deal that he's in, and it's a hard place right now, but man, he is working those kids and obviously, had them ready to play early. And it's just hard to sustain that right now.
Yeah, I would say that's really difficult for a program. Coach, can I point you back to football for at least one more question? We noticed early in the game that, of course, Goose and the coaching staff have your Bradley film from last week, and they see Roman Yulo have a really good game. And we noticed that they oftentimes are covering him up with Albert Horn, number 8, who appears to be one of the most athletic players, at least on the hoof from this view. Can you talk about the conversations between you and Coach Pope and how you guys handled that and moved that into your game plan?
Yes, they were following Roman everywhere with 8, and they did a really good job. Throughout the night, I thought they made a mistake putting the 8 down in his face. Anytime, because we were more than willing to just throw hits all night. We had talked all week, hey, they're going to play 8 to 10 yards off. We can just stand up and throw hits to Roman whenever we want. But a lot of times, it's that battle between offense and defense of, hey, who's going to be more patient?
That's right.
And I think we won that battle of who's going to be more patient, and that's where you saw the touchdown at the end of the game. And really should have had 2 more, several more. One down in this end zone we threw out of bounds, and then obviously the fumble that I'm not sure was a catch or not, but they called it a fumble. And but Roman's obviously our dude, and we're going to continue to feed him. We didn't want to put him in situations at quarterback tonight, but obviously that's a big part of our offense too, and we're going to find ways to get him the ball. But also, you talk about the conversations. You saw us move. We moved him inside some too. Being able to get him on the inside, get him on the safety instead. And was able to win those battles. So, it's always just trying to find different matchups, different formation groups, and this is more than I'm used to. Coach Pope is actually way more advanced with getting kids moved around than I am. And he did a great job getting him in spots where he was one-on-one with a lesser athlete. And that showed. I think he ended up with 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. And like I said, probably should have had more.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, Coach, we're going to move over to the Dales Heating and Air Player of the Game. We're going to give it to Javen Hall. He only touched the ball 2 times in the second half, but in the first half ran for 100 yards. So I think that makes it 3 times on the season.
3 times on the season.
So 3 times over 100 yards, 12 rushes, 100 yards. So he's going to be our Dales Heating and Air Player of the Game.
And what I love about what Javen's doing is he's taking coaching for practice. He had back-to-back runs. The first one he runs through, unblocked hat, right foot, right shoulders, and runs through the kid, and then is able to bounce outside. We go tempo run. We get him not set up on defense, and we gash him up the middle. So, man, he's just doing everything he's coached, and that's why you've seen his carries rise. He's so coachable. He's willing and wanting to do everything right. He's going over to the video afterwards and making sure that he's making the cuts, and even saying, I missed a cut back there. He understands what we're asking him to do. But man, his willingness, he's just changed so much from spring until now with his pad level. Used to you run up high, and every now and then you'll see it again. But man, he's got his pad level down, and when he runs behind his pads, that's a powerful kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Something we talked about up here is it seems like when he's getting tackled, he's always falling for 2 to 3 yards, which end up adding up as the night goes on. But yeah, he's going to be our Dales Heating Air Player of the Game. Just call Dales, justcalldales.com. The play of the game, I'm going to give to Hudson McCooch.
Yeah,
we kind of closed the book on him at the 10-yard line and thought he was going to be tackled, kept those feet moving, and kind of coming back off of an injury last week and able to come in and score a touchdown. We're going to give him the play of the game.
Yeah, really cool play, man. I'm so happy for Hudson. He's been pressing so much, trying to get that first touchdown. He had such a great year last year. He's battled some injuries this year with his shoulder, obviously with a knee last week. Came out in pregame, felt good enough to go play. We said, hey, you're going to get like 3 drops. We're not going to throw you out there very much. You're moving okay. You say you feel good, so we're going to trust you with that. But we're not going to risk it either. So threw him out there for 2 or 3 drives, but wanted, take a shot with him there. I think right after a turnover, we were able to get him on inside receiver, 1-on-1, and gave him a shot, and Dosen actually underthrew it, which made it even better play on the catch, and then to break the tackles. Was so happy to kind of get that monkey off his back. Yeah. I feel like he's been pressing. And you've kind of seen that throughout the year. So to get that monkey, maybe we can move forward and him just play ball. And if he just plays ball, man, there's not a whole lot of receivers like him out there.
Absolutely. Coach, we'll kind of wrap this thing up. Your defense held Ooltewah 22 rushes, 30 yards. 6 of 16 passing, only 59 yards, so under 100 yards on the night. 0 on the board. Also had some leaked information that Jeffrey has been invited to wing parties in the past. So I'm trying to extend. I'm trying to I did some private investigation and found out they normally happen on Thursday. So I'll keep that in mind.
So Zaxby's let me shout out Zaxby's real quick. They did an outstanding job with our first wing party. And obviously, again, we'll be contacting Zaxby's, but man, listen, you have been such a faithful and loyal guy that I'll let you come and I'll let you get a wing. A wing. You get a flat or a drumstick.
Flat.
You make it always
flat, and I'll kill it.
because you made the right decision.
Flat, and I'll kill it.
Homecoming king on the football team.
That's what I heard. I heard Zeke won it, and man, speaks to exactly who that kid is. Obviously, life has thrown him a curveball here. But man, I go back to his initial response when it first happened. That, hey, God, I trust your plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing he's saying. He's praying out loud, God, I trust your plan. And that speaks exactly who he is. He's praying for his teammates. God, protect my teammates. Over and over, over and over. And that vision will never leave my mind, but that's who he is. And he's that way to everybody. For that to be celebrated and recognized in that way, I'm so proud of Zeke and love him and love his spirit and glad he's still willing to come around and still support our guys. He's been our biggest fan. And really kind of transitioned to a role of true like student leader. I don't think there's a better example of who that could be than Zeke. So really proud of him and proud of our community for recognizing that as well.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we'll turn the page on this. We'll let you go celebrate. Real quick, though, speak on next week. Ray County, that's going to be a tough one. I don't know if you want to know the score yet or not, but they're giving Cleveland fits right now.
I knew they were at some point. I don't know.
They're care. Yeah, I know you don't.
I'll worry about that later, but
that's right.
Coach Harvey, it does a great job. Coach Harvey, I'm so proud. It was a different level. I've never had an assistant go get a head job. And when he did, I felt a sense of pride that, hey, somebody wants to mimic our program and they're going to do it with a guy that's as good as anybody to go mimic that. And obviously he's doing a great job, making great strides. So proud of him. We're excited to compete against him. It's going to be a war. They're going to play hard. They're going to play emotional. They always do. So we've got to play better than we played tonight to go win that game. And it's going to really set up, who has the opportunity to go win a region. So, that's what it's going to be about. We're going to make sure that we, get in the film room on Sunday and we get in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And again, it's Ray County across the field, but it's all about our standard. And if we play to our standard, then we can compete with just about anybody. When we don't play our standard, you see things go wrong. So we're going to continue to work on ourselves and work on the passion that we play with. But really looking forward to that matchup and, looking forward to playing against Coach Harvey.
Yeah, well said, Coach. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. We'll meet with you on Tuesday, break down some film, preview Ray County. Congratulations, starting off the Region 1-0, and the Walker Valley Mustangs are now 4-1.
4-1.
So
right.
Great
Appreciate
start.
you guys so much, man. As always, thank you so much for what you do, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming up, Coach.
Guys, thank you for listening to us. You've been listening to WCLE 99.1, your exclusive home for Walker Valley football. Supplies all season long by Wholesale Supply Group, open to the public. I'm Jacob Mason and had a great broadcast with my friend Matt Paris, doing a great job filling in for Andy Morris, who is lacking on his job and is currently partying up in Neyland Stadium.
I'll tell you, we're going to have to start splitting paychecks at some point. I don't know. Does anybody even get paid to do this?
Hey, talk to Steve Harvey.
I'm just kidding. I appreciate Andy calling on me to fill in. Nothing better than watching some Walker Valley football and talking to a friend. It's not a job at all. It's a pleasure for me.
It really is, and you did a great job tonight. And we're excited as the Walker Valley Mustangs extend their wins to 4-1 on the season and 1-0 in region play. We'll be back next week at Ray County. It's going to be a big game, as we talked about just a few minutes ago. But you will see our coaches show next week as we preview that game and break down this one. But for tonight, we're going to turn the page and thank our guys back at the station for all that you guys do for supporting us, and we're going to send it to the Blitz. Head on over and listen to them. You've been listening to WCLE 99.1. Thank you and good night. Go Mustangs.
You've been listening to Walker Valley Mustang football on Sports 99.1, supplied by Wholesale Supply Group. Download the free Mix 1041 app and listen on your phone or mobile device at mymix1041.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Sports 99.1.
25 years.